Okay, new day, new-ish adventure, maybe? We're back! And here we are after what was it's been a chaotic set of games over the last few sessions. Just to kind of catch everybody back up, our intrepid band of adventurers are now resting after supposedly, they think, clearing Juren of the influence of the Shade Watch, and in particular, their leader, Arhana. She has been slain after a pretty fearsome battle that involved wind walls and ice and a weird transformation midway where she called out to, you do believe, her patron. And she's dead now. And so are the left and right hand. And the village has been freed. The former headquarters of the Shade Watch have been offered up as payment to the party that they can now use officially as a stronghold, which is fantastic. Yay! And then towards the end of the game, there was some discussion between Ulrin and most of the party about why he believes he cannot go back home again. And if you guys haven't had a chance to watch the end of that video, I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about like the 10 people that watch the YouTube videos. Those last 20 minutes made me go, ugh, the entire time. It was great. So you guys slept. Ulrin had a conversation with the Raven Queen right before he fell asleep. And you wake up the next day ready to figure out where you go. What would you like to do?
And we're all ill and stuff, right?
You're good, yeah. You had that was the best sleep you've had probably since you guys banded together.
Damn.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, or the festival, maybe.
That's true, yeah.
Festival.
That's true. What would you like to do?
A good breakfast for once.
Yeah!
Yep.
Pancakes!
Yes.
Pancakes.
Bacon.
Pancakes and bacon.
Wait,
Sure.
Pancakes and bacon.
we need to check on the inn.
Yeah.
Do we have breakfast there, or?
Why not? We can check up on them and see if they're okay.
Yeah. And if
Yeah,
they
let's do
are,
that.
we order pancakes, and if they're not, we have breakfast elsewhere.
Okay, and I've put that glamoured armor on
Okay. What does
and
it
left
look
it
like?
looking like the weird robes from the flaming image.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Oh yeah, I'll go to Elijah, I guess, and ask if she has a piece of paper and like a quill or a pen or something I could borrow.
I have a nice quill, and I'm guessing I have some sort of piece of paper.
Yeah, you're not
Somewhere.
lacking.
Probably.
little
I have
piece of
parchment. I
paper.
have 10 pieces of parchments. Yeah, here.
Well, thank you. And I'll like go and like I wrap it around like my crossbow somewhere, my hunter's fury that I got, and I write on it, property of Hazel, do not touch, except for Hazel. No, seriously, you will die. Smiley face. And then I just hand it back and thank you with a smile.
The smiley face at the end really seals it.
No worries.
Oh my goodness.
I had a question. The obsidian bolts that Hazel had, do I have like materials to make those with my channel divinity or whatever, my artisan's blessing? Because how much are they? Because it's like, I think it can't be more than 100 gold.
You could make, they're about 10 gold apiece.
So I can make 10,
yeah.
the normal 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd let you do that.
Then-
They're not a
yeah.
difficult craft for you.
Okay, then I would do that before I went to bed. I would do the artisan's blessing, channel divinity, and make 10 pieces. So.
Okay. So, Hazel, you have 10
And then
obsidian
I'm gonna probably be lagging behind in my room, going through the bag, just kind of with the whole like heart to heart that we had last night. I'm just gonna kind of go through and just kind of look back at everything we've been through together.
The one I was
And-
sleeping through.
Yes. But I'm gonna go through the bag and just kind of pull stuff out and kind of like reminisce and get a little emotional and stuff in my room, and kind of go through the bag and just organize it, and get an idea of where we should go from here and what stuff needs to stay in the bag and what stuff needs to go. And I'm probably not touching any of the necromantic stuff because too spooky.
Okay. All right. Oren does that. He's a little slow coming down. You guys are kind of waiting around like, okay, food, anytime now, dwarf, let's go. And he comes down after a few minutes. The headquarters, interestingly enough, when you guys come downstairs, there are people working on the inside.
Ooh.
You do see Bull, one of the Miners Guild leaders, along with a couple of townsfolk, and they have been scrubbing the blood off the flagstones. And they kind of wave, and they seem very happy to do it.
Good morning.
He kind of runs over to you guys. He's like, just want to let you know, by the way, Berna's doing all right. She'll be okay. So thanks to, and he kind of pats you, Ulrin, on the shoulder and says, if you hadn't done that, I think I'd have lost her. And I honestly, I don't know if I'd been okay with that. She's special.
It's no problem at all. Sorry I didn't make it sooner. I could have avoided probably some scare for you.
Yeah, you know what? I realize you don't know us too well, but she's pretty proud of that scar. Badge of honor and all that.
Some scars are good to have, some not so much.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she made it through. So
Yeah, she'll be
tell
alright.
her I said hi.
Will do, definitely. I made her stay out of trouble this morning, but chances are she'll be running around this afternoon, bossing everybody around like she always does. So, but he's grinning. He's smiling like a loon the entire time. Kind of claps you on the shoulder again and waves goodbye to the rest of you. And he goes, "We're gonna get the rest of this stuff cleared out of here. So if there's anything you want to keep, most of the furniture's okay, but."
Can we keep the ballistas?
I was just going to I like them.
I knew it.
Wouldn't they be like more useful on DD walls?
That's
Just
probably
saying.
Let's keep at least one or something for fun.
Put one on the roof. Is that
Yeah.
the like?
Yeah, I suppose.
Wait a second, hold on. He goes, "Yeah, you know what? I could probably get one up there if we dismantle it and carry it up. If you want,
Yeah.
put the other one out by the front gates of the or the bridge out by
Yeah.
the road in, if you don't mind."
Yep.
Yeah.
"Will do." And he starts running over to the ballista to kind of inspect it. Like, wait a second, hold on. Do I know how to take this thing apart? I like it. All right. Where to?
Breakfast.
Oh yeah, to the end. Like on his way out the door, we'll just prestidigitate like a foot where there's like blood or like whatever. He's just like, and click. Okay, I did my bit. And like leave.
Like mopping one corner of the room and leaving the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I helped.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you guys can do that. Where are you headed to? The Green Man pub, or you? Because the tankard, as far as you know, has been burned down.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to go to the one that's still standing.
Okay.
Maybe.
Just making sure. All right. You can definitely do that. Town is quiet. It looks like the square market is pretty shut down right now. You don't see a lot of people out. The ones you do see out are inspecting buildings, picking up bodies. But it's quiet here, and no Shade Watch. They're gone. You have eradicated them completely.
They better be.
No more surprises. You do see, slightly gruesome, at the head of the market square, kind of, you do see what look like heads on pikes.
Ooh.
Oops.
Where the Shade Watch went, I guess.
There's
Is
a
that-
few.
Are they like villagers or like?
Can you recognize any?
Yeah, you recognize a couple from the Night Watch. They look like drow. Look like some of the villagers had a little retribution.
That's a bit gruesome for villagers.
How many of them are there? How
3.
many pikes are there? There's
There are
3.
3. Mhm.
I'm gonna walk over to them and break them down and sacred flame and burn them.
Okay.
Just quietly and kind of like stoically, just walk over, break them down, and just pile them up in sacred flame, burn them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Just-
not an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
They go down. They were clearly Night Watch. Not really sure where those came from, but it's the only evidence left other than some marks on the stones and in the dirt from the battle the previous night. And you do still see some blackened and charred bits of wood, and a few of the market stalls got smashed into. Not surprising given the number of people fighting in the market square. There are a couple of people, looks like they're picking up the remnants of a stall and trying to either piece it back together or figure out what they're going to do. And the heads just kind of burn away. If you guys head to the inn, to the Green Man pub, it is closed.
No.
Is there any sign or any like message or anything on the?
Yeah. On the door, it says closed for repairs.
Oh, that makes sense.
Where do people get their
Knock, knock.
pancakes now?
Yeah.
You
It's
gonna
like-
knock?
Yeah, just thump on
Yeah.
the door.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a couple of minutes, but eventually Millie does poke her head out. And she's got
Hello.
dirt across her face, and she looks like she's been working pretty hard. There's sweat on her brow, and she waves and oh, hi. Sorry.
I
Everybody tried to come here this morning, and we have like half a kitchen.
Oh dear.
Yeah, some of it got pretty charred when people got a little too handsy with the fire arrows and everything last night. So, but you guys can, if you want to come in,
Fire arrows.
I'm
Thank
sure I
you.
can scrounge up something. Sure, yeah, come in.
I was gonna say otherwise. Where else would we have breakfast?
In our new build. It's like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we'd have to cook that ourselves.
Heaven forbid. The heroes of Duran
Is
Village
anyone
cannot
good
make
at
their own
cooking?
food.
I guess I could cook actually.
cooking by herself is for the road.
She bustles you in. It's okay in here. It's a little sooty. You do see where the new construction had been built or was being worked on the back of the building has pretty much been raised. And part of the wall leading to that, it looks like there's a hole there. Her husband, Ronald, is back there with their daughter, Gwen, trying to, looks like, just clean up and put things back together. There are a couple of villagers here helping out. People are pitching in where they can. But there still seems to be a general air of shock. Almost a stupefaction over what happened.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone was aware of the plan.
Right,
They
yeah.
were,
It's just like
It's
fighting
just a
all of a
small
sudden.
one already.
But she bustles you in. She's quiet. She's not same kind of thing. Just an air of surprise and maybe hasn't fully sunk in yet what happened. She manages to rustle you guys up some sausages and eggs. Gladly hands them over. Doesn't want to charge you. Isn't interested in the money. Just wants to make sure. She's like, you're all okay, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing? How's your family?
I mean,
Everything okay?
we actually, I'm not proud of this, but when everything started last night, we actually went down in the cellar.
I mean, that's the smart thing to do.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah.
good. You have to protect yourself.
Well, it's more my daughter than anything else. We didn't want to put her in harm's way, so. But, the pub can be rebuilt. We weren't worried about that. So we heard a little bit. we're grateful. So thank you.
Sure.
No problem.
I mean, are the repairs not gonna cost too much, is it?
I know. I think we'll be okay. I'm getting the impression from like Zidane, and he stopped by this morning and said that we can cut down some of the timber on the west side of town. And it's the Miners Guild. They have stone.
Yeah.
I get the impression that everyone's trying to just rebuild, and then we're gonna figure out what we do.
Right. Good.
So, but thank you. The concern's appreciated. I think we'll be okay.
Well, I mean, you don't want us to pay for breakfast. I mean,
Nah.
I would hope that you're fine on that side. You know?
Yeah, we're all right.
I do have some spare gold.
It's appreciated, but we're okay.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
If anyone in town is really stuck, we gave some to the Miners Guild to keep hold of.
Right.
I mean, it's
That's
your
right.
guys anyway, I guess. Reclaimed. Yeah.
Taxes.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
tax returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. There are a few people who lost their homes. Anybody who was kind of in the area of the Sapphire Tankard really doesn't have anything to go back home to.
Speaking of going back home, notice on the way in, there were a bunch of abandoned places and farms. Might want to put the word out that, it's safe to come back once you're ready.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, and she runs over and grabs like a little ledger and starts writing things down. She's like, I'm just trying to keep track of...
Yeah, there's a lot to do for sure.
Yeah.
Don't...
And if we're not having to get produce from Western anymore, and maybe we could grow our own stuff again, gods, to be self-sustaining again would be incredible.
I mean, I can't I turn to the group and say, I mean, if everyone's agreed with it, if someone doesn't have a roof over their head for a while, maybe they could also stay in our new place. Like maybe just sleep or something there. Put up a sort of shelter for homeless people, like the ones whose houses got burned down just temporarily.
I mean, we're gonna be going out anyway, right?
I figured as much, so they could maybe stay the night there if they need to.
I don't see why not.
She's all for that. She knows the families who lost their homes. There were 4 families, all with pretty young kids. So they'll be grateful to have a place out of the weather and somewhere warm. And she's going to talk to them about maybe potentially them, in return for using that space, helping out and getting it cleaned up. And sounds like an all hands on deck kind of effort to get this village back up on its feet again. You guys
awesome.
Eat, have whatever, coffee, ale, more breakfast, beer, whatever you want, tea, and it doesn't matter, it's all of it. What do you want to do?
We've got the armory key.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
gotta
Go
go to
in.
the mountain.
Check
We've got to
there.
go into the mountain. Did we ever actually swing by the prison in all the kerfuffle yesterday, or did we just leave that to the day watch?
No, we never checked the
Did we?
prison, did we?
You did not.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
And Corfield
That-
did mention, before he disappeared, that he had sent a couple of people down to go check. Because there were a few people
right.
being held. One of them is Harold, the dwarf that you first met when
Yeah.
you came into the village.
Right.
It might be worth just checking.
Check the armory, check the prison, go into the mountain via the tunnels.
Yep.
Yep.
We should also check for healing potions or anything else we need to prepare for the mountain.
The
Yeah.
armory, probably. If there's any left.
Yeah, and actually, if you don't mind, we should probably get rid of some of this stuff in the bag. And I was, because some of it's pretty old, but I was considering going back to the tabernacle and seeing what kind of magical items and stuff we could scrounge up,
Oh,
possibly.
We have their box as well.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we could ask them about it.
I'm sure that she'd rather like that returned. So
Mm-hmm.
which order are we gonna do this in then?
I think prisoner's got to be
Prison?
first, because if there's anyone in there, they're going to need help, like now. The
Armory to see if there's anything we don't need to buy, and then Tabernacle because then we
Tabernacle.
spend money instead
Yep.
of buying first and then figure out we can get it for free.
And anything in the armory we don't need,
Exactly.
we can let
Give to
people
the-
know in case, like, they should really be forming some kind of militia. Now they don't have town guard anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that the miners are armed.
Yeah.
The day watch.
But, well,
But having access to an
That's right.
armory would be great.
yeah. Maybe we move some of it into our nice, secure house so people aren't just taking
Oh, yeah.
spears and swords and whatever.
Just randomly
feel
handing
like-
out weapons. Here you go. Have a crossbow.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe not in our. Maybe
we
not.
Just,
Well,
we
if the
just give the key to that.
isn't the armory locked? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We have
don't
the
think we
key.
should have this stuff in our keep because we're just saying that people can come stay there. if
Exactly.
We don't have a home.
Young
Is
families
there
with
someone we could
swords.
talk to who could be in charge of distributing weapons? Is someone in
I
charge
s-
right now?
Giant,
I
scary
see.
mining guy.
I was gonna say the leader of the day watch.
Oh,
He
you
is,
left. You left.
Yeah, he sort of.
I think there is no day watch
Oh,
anymore, right?
okay.
There is no
There's
watch
no
of any
watch at
sort.
all anymore.
He became creepy and then he left.
What?
He did.
What? He did? He looked like such a nice man.
I mean,
What did you do, Naraxas?
so
Naraxas last game. I'm not telling anyone. Naraxas this game. Oh, you're getting creepy, and he left.
What do you mean he became creepy?
I mean, he gave me this, and he like digs around in his bag and pulls out the black horn thing, like, and then he sort of, in the same way Ahana changed, he changed, and then he like flew away.
He flew
Are
away.
you alright, Naraxas?
Look, I know I took a hit in the head, but like when I checked this morning, the horn was still here, so I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
You mind
think
if
we've
I
seen weird
take a look at
this
that?
point.
Wait, can I take a look at that horn real quick, if you don't mind?
When you say, "Can you take a look at it?" He like kneels down, and then you say the horn. It's like, oh, okay.
Maybe the head as well.
Wow.
I mean, it's mine, but you can look at it. And you're like, so,
If I give it to Alicia, she'll just give it to Allura, and then
Exactly.
I'll never see it again.
Nothing is safe.
Yeah, and I'll identify it
Okay.
and see is it anything bad? Do I have to make a wisdom save?
No.
Last time I
Is it-
touched something,
Is
I had
it
to
the
make a
other
wisdom
horn of
save.
Orcus?
It is about a forearm length scaled black horn, pure ebony. It has almost a brittle quality to it. You expected him to drop it in your hands and you to be like, "Huh," but it almost feels like it weighs nothing. And you get a little bit of the scale that comes off on your fingertips. It is from a creature. It is from some kind of strange, partially magical creature.
Could I maybe check if I see what kind of creature it is, maybe? With my
Or if I read about it.
But does it do anything?
Do I learn what it's from, or do I just learn its properties and how to use it?
It was cut.
I don't think I would know what it's from.
You don't.
I
It
just
was-
know like what it could do.
Yeah, it was taken from a
identify.
creature. It has a property to it that the most you can get off of it is that it would prevent an action. You almost get this feeling like it has the capability to dispel something.
Oh.
There is an essence there, but it also feels like it's a controlled essence. Like, it's a one shot and then done type of a thing.
No.
And I don't
Why
know
did he give it to you, Naraxas? Did he tell you what to do with it?
Well, sort of. I think he's in a argument or a fight or a war with the sword.
In the mountain.
Oh.
That doesn't even make sense.
He said the sword doesn't like reminders of who they were, and that I should let them know that he was here all along.
That actually
Should-
starting to make sense.
We should show the horn to.
Or blow the horn at the sword, or I don't know.
Throw the horn at the sword.
Did I
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh my god.
did I
Yes,
did I
Alden.
learn like any of the like how to use it, or do I just? Is there a way to use it from Identify or no?
Why don't you go ahead and roll a religion check for me?
Like,
Okay.
it's a horn would be my guess.
Yeah, like well, I'm just wondering, is it like a hollowed out horn that you'd like blow, or
It
is
is
it like
not.
just
It's
a
solid.
horn like
Oh.
cut? Okay.
Yeah, like it was cut
I thought
from
it was
a
like a-
creature.
Okay, so throw it at the sword.
It's definitely from a creature, so throw it, yeah.
Perfect plan.
Light it like
Go
a bottle
for it.
rocket. It'll be fine.
Go full Harry Potter with the fang and just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, having heard and what was said, and having had a look and everything, can I roll history or something in case I heard stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go
16.
ahead.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Have I
16.
read about something like this?
You have not, Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't usually make those kind of definitive calls, but in this case, no.
Yeah.
Ulrin.
I'm bored.
It is definitely... Oh, shit. Okay.
Finally, I got a good roll
Yay.
on Bard knowing shit.
Okay, so between Ulrin and Volkar together, Ulrin, it feels like a relic. It's very, very old. You also get the sensation that it could be used against whatever influence is waiting in the mountain for you to either piss it off or weaken it.
Oh,
Do I feel like good energy, or like is it more like good or evil?
Oh,
like,
it's super evil.
I'm pretty sure.
as soon as I
Sure.
realize that, I'm just gonna like slowly hand it back to Naraxas and like not even
is
lock eyes with him, and just kind of like put in his hand and just like pat his shoulder like,
This is an
looks
evil
like a
against
good
evil
horn you got
situation.
there.
It's like a magnet for this stuff at this point. I'm like, oh,
You
wait,
got
that's
a...
Well, that's what you get for rolling a warlock, man.
Well,
I'm here if you need me, Naraxas. Just letting you know, I'm always here. Just you need to talk about something, just you
10
know,
Hail Marys and you'll be fine. Yeah.
10 Hail Paylors,
Yep.
and you know you're fine.
And Volkar, I mean, between what Ulrin's doing with it, he's just like, ugh. It does not shock you to hear from him that this could be used to make this entity or this essence angry. It was probably something connected to him that he valued. You have heard stories of that before. They're almost tale as old as time type of a thing. To use something that was connected to a bad guy to really make it angry.
Alright guys, here's a theory. Thing in the sword might be a demon. That might have been his horn at some point. I don't know, it's just a theory, but
I mean, she
I feel like there's definitely a connection there.
said Baal to the when she was talking to the thing in the stone. Ted looks at Ulrich and he's like,
What's Baal?
is Baal a demon? Yeah, what's a Baal?
Do I know what a ball is? Besides a round object.
Oh, God. I'm never gonna live. That's like my Pervon moment. I'm never gonna live that down. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna make you roll. You guys, between the 5 of you in supposition, in the aftermath of what has occurred, it is not hard to piece together the idea that Ball, the symbol of the air genie, they're all the same. That was her patron.
Yeah.
With the air genie or the ball?
Same thing.
Ball is an air genie?
Yeah.
Ball the air
A
genie.
djinn. Yeah.
Oh, not. Okay.
That.
Okay, so it's not ball. It's
Yeah, not-
air genie
No.
ball. Okay.
I saw panic there for a second. No, it's fine. It's not
the deadly god of
Mephistopheles, you're
murder.
fine. And just through the understanding of, from what you saw, somehow the patron got corrupted. Again,
Yeah.
supposition, probably not difficult to figure out that it was.
Because, like, I don't know if our characters would know, but I know that genies are not evil normally.
You guys
Like
actually
the-
did a
the
check
air
last
ones,
time, and
anyway.
your checks were high enough that you were able to figure out that it was unusual for a djinn to be
Yeah.
evil like that. Yeah, it's something
And that
was
makes
off.
sense because Arana was also not evil at some point.
Right.
True.
You know, speaking of balls, didn't she?
Always a great way to start a sentence.
Didn't she have like some kind of round crystal thingy that was in her lair or something that she used to talk to? What happened to that?
We put it in the bag.
Yeah,
You're
can we use that to talk to this ball?
You're saying
person?
Do we
you're
want
saying
to?
she had a ball to talk to ball?
Yeah, kinda. Like, should we do anything with that? Could that be useful?
I mean, maybe we just leave it in the bag for now.
Yeah, I don't think pissing it off in advance is gonna be useful.
I'm more worried that it's like Elysia's floaty orb that it'll be able to see and hear and.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right,
You officially
prison.
are carrying around the Eye of Sondor. Yeah.
To the prison!
Palantir,
Okay.
yeah.
You do know, just from talking to Corfel, that the prison is underneath the armory.
Oh, convenient.
So armory then prison?
So, yeah. And he had given you, when you first met with him, he had given you kind of a rough layout. You know, that the armory was well locked down, the prison was there, and there were people there being held. And you know where it's at.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
To the armory.
Onward!
Yay!
Alright. You do know that it is behind the Sapphire Tankard. It is this direction. Right there. And you guys go through town. There are a few more people out. Looks like people are slowly picking up the pieces. And you do see a couple of kids running around. The little girl who had run over to some of you very, very early on waves when she sees you. Big toothy grin. She's lost a tooth in the front. So there's like a gap right here. She's grinning and waving at all of you. You guys do see what is left of the Sapphire Tankard. It is toast. It's gone.
Oh.
And the buildings connected to it. So like the kind of apartment building that was here is also burned down.
Oh no, it's meth lab.
Speaking of, not the meth lab, but Iraq is nowhere in sight. But the
I
path
hope
back,
he got out.
Yeah,
as far as you know, he did. Bull had mentioned the previous night that it didn't sound like Iraq was going to be sticking around because his
Yeah.
sister had been killed in the battle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
And now he
Alright,
has
but she's
nothing.
still alive.
She was with the bad guys.
He has nothing to stick around for. And Bull
Fair
was
enough.
worried about that. Yeah, the business is gone, his sister's gone, why stay, type of a thing.
Yeah.
The alley leading back to the armory's quiet. There is nobody around. There's a door.
Who's got the key?
Is it locked?
Yeah.
Is the? I guess I'll check the bag.
Oh, sorry, I
And
think
fine.
it's in the bag.
Find the key. Is there? Yeah, there's several keys in here. Particular key that needs to be used.
Got like a janitor key right now. Everything you guys have picked up.
It's like Skyrim. Which one's the key I need?
Yeah.
When did we?
Yeah, I don't. I guess I just try the keys until I find the right one.
Okay. Takes you a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah, I'll
realize
just
that
keep
the key in one of the chests in the headquarters is the right one. And you get a click in the door. You can push it open. Nothing happens. So let's move you to that. Okay. Stairs go down, and you do see big windows that have some kind of film or something on them to kind of keep people from peering in. There's dust everywhere. Kind of smells like, well, rust and just closed up building. What you see in front of you are just all kinds of weapons and armor. And then there is a door right here that is also shut and appears to be locked.
Were there any other keys in the chests where the same key was?
I think there was only the one.
Was there any what?
Any other
Did the
keys?
chest?
Just that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only found one.
maybe it's the same key if it's several doors.
I mean,
Somebody want to check the boxes for traps or? Well, no, it's an armory. Why would they be trapped?
they might be locked with.
Someone want to detect magic?
I can
Probably
detect
not in the
magic.
main room, mind you.
Oh, that might be useful for like anything.
I-
magical and
They're finding the best loot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try cast detect magic.
Okay. You get 2 pings.
Ooh.
One on the door that's closed, and one on the key in Ulrin's hand.
Well then.
And
I'll
nothing
try.
else in the room.
Oren, try the key to the door.
Use key on
I'll
door.
try.
Yeah.
Cast key.
Sometimes the simplest solution.
I said that. What if the
Not
key works
always
also?
tricksy. Ulrin, if you put the key in the lock, the key slides into the lock completely and disappears.
Whoa.
Oh shit!
Oh, I think you did it wrong. Ulrich.
And the door slowly opens.
Did the door just need the
Yay.
key?
Kind of, yeah. And you have no
the
way
key
of
was a
like...
one-use item.
Corfel did tell you that only a couple of people had keys to this door.
True.
But if you lose a key every time you open a door,
Do they now need to make it a
You can only go in so many times before.
Yeah.
My god.
Should we
No.
like report
No.
this somehow? We need a key.
Oh boy.
Sorry, we used to.
No, just wedge it open and then never worry about it.
Oh, God.
The least secure armory ever. We wedge.
Oh no. Everyone froze. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the door opens. It's not well lit in the other room. It's dim, but not dark.
Okay.
Hello. Nope, we're good.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Alicia, detect magic is 10 minutes?
Yeah.
So
I remember
many
that.
objects in this room. So many objects, like fireworks going off behind your eyes.
it's a lot of magic here. So we should lock the door if we don't take everything. Or make a wall. in front of the door.
Okay, you point at it, we'll gather it in a pile in the middle, and then we'll work through it and put stuff back that we don't need. That's the...
That's the perfect
Okay.
idea. Let's do that.
Seems like the idea.
So we'll start pointing and stuff, and this is gonna take a while.
The world's most magical rummage sale. Okay. Okay. The walls in here are just bare stone. The shelves are wood. There is nothing fancy in here whatsoever, except for one glass case in the far corner that you do kind of see the light behind you glinting off of. The shelves aren't packed, but what they have here, every single item has some sense of magic to it. Some are more stronger than others. So how do you want to do this? How do you want to go about investigating? I can have you guys all roll investigation checks. You can pull everything off the shelves and go through them.
I guess, do we just look for the things that would be useful to us? Like,
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
suitable weapons.
Yeah.
Weapons.
And anything that
potions,
flows.
Items that look cool and might be useful in a
What
later
looks
game.
cool?
Oh, Elijah, you
Well, a cool
can
check.
just grab anything that glows, I guess.
so I
And
guess
the rest
yeah.
of us will look for things
Well-
that seem useful.
I just have to check
Yes.
something with magic.
You know, the school, all of these weapons are from.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know the School of Magic. Is there anything that I sense here that is necromancy?
No.
Freaking necromancy.
Okay, good. Nothing is necromancy, everything is fine.
Okay.
You
Nothing is banned.
are getting some illusion magic from one corner, particularly off of a large bolt of fabric.
Can't take it out, and does it look the same as the Naraxas' new armor?
No.
Okay.
This is several bolts of what look like to be pure black, almost like a linen fabric, like a real lightweight. And there's just waves of illusion magic coming off of it. And when you look at this fabric, it seems to almost cast like a shadow if you unroll it.
Ew.
Very magic. All the magic. Very cool.
What happens if I try to take it over myself?
Okay. Alright.
Do you have any
So-
Smothering, just immediately.
Let me, I gotta double check this just so I
Is
don't
it
You
mess it up.
warp into the
Invisibility.
Shadowfell and are lost forever.
Oh no.
Okay.
Of the not so
Yeah,
wise wizard.
you all of a sudden, Alicia doesn't disappear, but it's almost like she blends into the shadows around her.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
And when she pulls it off, it's like
Sneaky.
peekaboo. It's like, whoa, she's there again.
Alright, I have something
Can you
for
teach
you.
me how to stealth properly,
How
Alicia? You're
big
so
is
good
it?
at it. I'm so bad at it.
How big is that thing?
Alright, I have something for you.
There are 5 bolts,
Oh.
and each of the bolts looks like it's got about 15 feet of this fabric on it.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
This is like a giant tablecloth of not seeing what you're eating.
I think we should take this, or some of it, and probably try and make
Yeah, have someone make
cloaks or something
cloaks
out of it,
this shit.
so at least some of us can become more stealthy.
And Ulrin, I'm going to have you make an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus.
Ooh.
Make a boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Just to see if you can kind of figure what this stuff is. If you've maybe heard about it in your studies. What'd you get?
8.
Is that with your? That hasn't put your proficiency on.
Yeah. Is that with
Well-
your proficiency bonus? So plus 3, 11?
Yeah, 11.
Okay, that's a little bit better. You have heard of enchanted cloth. You're not sure what kind this is. But you're pretty sure you could work with it given time.
I mean, you got more than enough for practice runs, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True, yeah.
put it in the bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just imagine Olwain putting that plot on an anvil and not doing anything.
How does it work?
Why is it not working?
He has to go away and make magic scissors in order to cut the magic fabric. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it's like a whole like.
I just imagine him trying to put it in the like forge and be like, why is it burning?
What happened? Alicia, you also, with Detect Magic up, next to it is an armor rack with one pristine full set of medium armor on it, and you're getting enchantment.
Ooh.
Enchantment on this thing.
Enchantment?
Yeah, enchantment! Oh, Sandal.
Anyone who can wear medium armors and need medium armors?
I mean,
Yeah, there's 2 of us.
yeah.
The armor's an
Three of us,
interesting.
yeah.
It's a combination of leather and it looks like. If it were plate mail, you would be impressed with how the plates are fitting together. These look like hardened leather plates that almost seem to slide together. And when you touch the leather, your hands come away sticky.
Yeah, I'm not interested anymore.
Sticky, like what?
It goes away after a few seconds. It smells kind of putrid.
Definitely not interested.
Why is there sticky, smelly armor? That's not.
That's exactly what it's called. You figured out my armor puzzle.
Oh.
Hazel,
Kind of wizard makes. Ugh.
I'm gonna have you make a survival check. Nature check,
Oh,
sorry. Nature check
Okay.
to see if you can identify this.
That's only a 4.
In large doses, it would be toxic.
Oh. Alright. First tip, don't lick this armor, guys. I must admit, I was a bit tempted to try it. Good thing I didn't. Because I don't exactly sure what it is, but it's probably poisonous, whatever's on there. So might also want to wash your hands, whoever touched it.
Yeah.
But it could be useful in battle, maybe?
I guess if things hit you.
Good
Rub
distraction
yourself
then.
against the
I
enemy.
think. Yeah.
It will need to be
Hack them to
identified.
death.
For sure.
I mean, it's no wonder nobody was wearing it during the battle. Just putting that out there.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of things to identify.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just go around the room
Okay,
first. Because
so that was
they
in
might
the-
even last for 10 minutes, so...
Maybe we can leave it at the tabernacle and trade for something or whatever.
You found the cloth and the armor in the far right corner. There's nothing
Yeah.
on the back wall, it's bare. In the far left corner are a shelf with 3 scrolls on it.
Alicia quickly goes to scrolls.
I figured. Okay. Not surprised.
When you see them.
One of them you instantly know what it is. It's Fog Cloud. The other one... Hold on, I need my... There's handbook. I need to double check this. I should have written it down. I think you're going to be able to read all of them.
I'm able to... Anyone can read a scroll, it's just not certain I
Right.
can learn them.
Right.
Anyone can read it in the sense of reading it out loud to use it, but understanding what's on it is another thing.
And
If I recall.
one in the middle, it's a little more worn. You do also recognize it, I believe. Just triple check here, just so I don't say the wrong thing. Yeah, you do recognize the spell on this one, Alicia. It's a little too high for you to cast right now, but it is Modify Memory.
It is what?
Modify Memory.
Oh boy.
That
And
could be
then
useful.
the third scroll is the oldest looking one. And you and, I believe, I want to say Volcar can read it.
Ew.
Nope, just you, sorry. I was thinking the wrong thing. Way too high for you. But you do recognize the spell as Reverse Gravity.
Ooh.
Ooh.
7th level spell.
Jesus.
I can learn
Yeah.
Fog Cloud. The
I
two
think
others, you can either
Skyland-
save them and then use them until we need...
You could.
And then I can write him in quest book, and we can use
I'll come
the
back in
symbol
a
types.
couple of and
I mean, you just keep it around, and if there's a really good time to use it, you use it, and if not, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
Well, at
learn it
least
when you
take
can.
these because they are not leaving here without us. No,
Nope.
wait a minute.
Yes.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
leaving here without them.
Well, both
Yes.
work.
I hope you're not leaving here without us.
It would be weird if they did, but yeah.
scrolls just walk out of here.
What just happened? I dropped my thing. That's all that's on that shelf. The shelf on
The
the
scroll
wall.
just unfolds and origami itself into a person and starts walking.
Oh god.
Like, what the fuck?
Like the
Bam,
creepy
it's a scroll.
skin thing that Hazel's wearing?
Ugh.
Wait, didn't that used to be a thing? The like folding man, the weird monster.
Oh,
Was it?
I don't
I
know.
think
So
so.
creepy.
It might not be from D&D, but there is definitely like a origami paper person thing that like.
Sure.
Alicia
Why
puts the
not?
scrolls in her own backpack and not in the bag.
Okay, fair enough. On
doesn't
the
trust
shelf on the western wall, there are two items. There is a. It almost looks like a. It's too small to be a thieves' kit, like lockpicks, but it has that same kind of case that unfurls, and it's like a dark blue velvet fabric. And then there is a jar, a little jar on the shelf next to it, that seems to have something that's kind of a bluish green in it. Off of that, I always have to check my magic schools because I always get them backwards. The little roll of fabric, probably the closest I'm going to say evocation on that. And the jar has abjuration.
I don't think so.
Okay, I grab it and open it.
Okay, so then unfurl it. It unfurls almost like a jeweler's kit. And inside are three 3-inch long each, very sharp, dark green thorns.
Ew.
What could we do with those? Maybe Orwin could make something out of them?
Throw them, poke them into people
Yeah, I think they're for
or creatures.
interrogating.
You think so?
I mean, why else? A neatly packaged kit of sharp, pointy things.
Well, maybe because they're small, short, pointy things, and it's best to have them packaged.
It's very easy to do small things. What was the object next to that again?
It's a jar. It's a small,
Yeah.
flat jar that has
there's
some
something
kind
that-
of bluish green. It doesn't look fully liquid, but it's not fully solid. Almost like a putty consistency.
Smeared on some toast.
And the closest.
Somehow, I'm thinking blowgun, dip needle in jar, and shoot.
Ooh, is there a blowgun somewhere?
Yeah.
There is not.
Like the,
There
but could
are
they
two
possibly use the darts?
very distinct senses of magic on these items, Alicia, and they're very different.
Okay, they
Yeah.
don't.
Very different personalities. So probably not together.
So I guess I hand the thorns to Ulrin and like maybe he can identify them or something.
Okay.
Or we can probably
There's gonna be
identify.
a lot of identifying going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's three things. It's the
Okay.
armor, the jar, and the not thieves kit.
The wall closest to you when you entered, the shelves there are a little more packed, and they are claws, teeth, scales, bits of metal and stone.
Oh. It's the exotic material place thing.
Ulrich's paradise.
Yeah.
Do they look,
I'm guessing nothing magical then.
They were magical before they died.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are coming off of magical creatures that formerly existed. There are big hooked claws and huge canines, scales. Some of them almost look metal. And you recall very, very early on, Mizrae telling you the story of how she'd been sent to hunt a gorgon.
Ooh.
There's some good shit there. There's a manticore stinger.
Nice.
Nope.
Oren, you want to know
We were
this?
really preparing for something big down here.
Or
Or
I want
just
what?
accumulating
Do you want
shit
any
just
of
in
these
case.
things on the wall?
I mean,
Crafting.
a little bit of all of it, but
The sample.
don't really have a lot of time to
Yeah,
do
we-
things with it.
We do have the key. We can leave stuff in here.
Yeah, did we get the key
Yeah.
back? From
Thought the
the
key was
door?
gone.
Not yet.
Maybe
Oh,
when
no,
we
no.
close the door, it's
Oh.
gonna come out.
Let's hope.
The only other, this thing. Okay, so the only other bit of magic you're getting in the room, Elysia, is whatever is in the glass case in the far left-hand corner, and you cannot tell the school of magic.
Ooh.
It is like
This-
meta magic.
It's sketchy.
That they've
Ow.
bothered to put it in a case.
What does it look like?
Yeah, can we see what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can look at it. Sitting on a dark red velvet small pedestal, about yay big, is an object that stands about 4 inches tall, in beautiful gold and priceless emeralds and diamonds.
Ooh.
Is a brooch that looks like a lily.
That looks
fancy.
expensive.
Yeah, that looks expensive.
And fancy.
It's very fancy. Ulrun,
Yes.
you feel like that thing has more use than just magic. There is some good nature coming off of that object.
Ooh.
This is the brooch, right?
Yeah. You feel almost like cold to it a little bit. It's not exerting any influence. You're just like, wait a second. In the middle of this den of scary things is this really priceless good object? Is that why they locked it away? I'm not sure.
I guess I'll put that in the pile with the other stuff to identify.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Just throw it on the pile.
What? No,
like
that's
throw
so
it.
expensive.
Like, carefully take it and put it in the
Okay.
bag.
You have to open the glass to get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like a little hinge on one of the panes that you can swing it open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like a cloth or something in there that I can wrap it in?
Yeah, it's sitting on like a little bed of velvet.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you could
fine.
do that. Okay. That's really what's in the room. There are no magical weapons. Just strange magic. On all of these
That's
The
objects.
way they collected all of that stuff.
Alright.
It's worth money, if nothing else.
Maybe use it when they went into the mountain.
Because they didn't know how to get in. So if you try a little bit of everything,
Can I just like in the non-magical chamber? Can I look if I find some arrows? Or...
Plenty of both.
Okay, then I'll like just take 13 arrows.
Okay. Plenty of those. Plenty of daggers, standard swords, shields, armor, all of that in the front room.
And have you given me the obsidian bolts, Ulrun?
Not yet, but
Okay.
while you're like looting the arrows and stuff, I'll take them out of the bag and I'll just hand them to you and be like, I made some more of these for you, so
Thank you! I promise this time I'll try to reuse them more often. I always
that's fine.
I'll
That'd
take
probably be
good
a
care
good
of them,
idea.
Ulrun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
In the mundane room, what is like the heaviest armor that they have, or is it still not going to be better than like there's only plate mail would be an improvement to what I've got on, but then guessing that's not going to be in there.
No, there
Look
is
at
no
Claymore.
plate. There is splint. That's the heaviest thing you see.
Okay.
Yeah, and you never, except for the left and right hand, you never saw anybody wearing plate.
They're a low budget army thing.
And the weapons, most of the weapons and armor here are very standard make. Some of them substandard.
You.
Like they wouldn't last very long if they saw battle readily.
Yeah. Hell of a lot better than nothing, but still. Yeah.
We should probably like put the bad ones together in a pile so that the people know not to use them when they make their militia type thing, if they do that.
That's true.
Why?
Yeah.
Tell the local blacksmith that, hey, this is good for like smelting. And that's all the use you're gonna get.
Yeah. I think when you mention the militia and stuff, Naraxas will start like bustling around and setting things into like everything's in like a strange, like structured order of like, right, so they take one of those, and the line keeps going, and then everyone's armed, and he's like starts like working out where things are gonna go. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys identifying the objects now that you found, or do you want to do that later?
I mean,
Oliver, do you have time
if
to
you
identify them
want.
now, or do you want us to?
you can do that while we go through all of the good and bad stuff.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
I can do that while they're like looking in the non-magical room.
Okay.
yeah.
I just
tidying
don't know
it up.
what all did we actually grab to identify, because I tried to write some of it down. but I
So
don't.
everything you picked up except for the scrolls needs identified.
Yeah.
So there's the weird shadow cloth, sticky, smelly, poison medium armor, the small roll of evocation fabric toolkit thing, jar
The
of blue
jar
green
of-
putty.
Thing, the super fancy expensive
And-
version.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah, and creature
I'll
pieces.
Alicia, I'll stay with Oliver while the rest is going through the armory because
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that, and I'll just go down the list of
You want to
whatever.
go down the line? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll start putting this stuff into the handout section. The cloth, let's just go down the line. You now know is dark weave cloth. And let me get that in here. What it does is provides the person who is wearing a garment made out of it the ability to have you are proficient. If you're proficient in stealth, you can double your proficiency.
Nice.
Oh,
It's very
proficient in
valuable.
She said in one.
So there's that.
but you must be proficient in stealth in order for it to have an effect.
Yeah, is anyone proficient in stealth?
Do.
No? Oh my god.
No,
No.
Okay, well,
we ain't
Think
got
about that
no
later.
road
Okay.
here.
The armor is known as adder grease armor,
Oh, adder.
and that is you get a little bit of the history on it. But when a creature misses you with a melee, you can use your reaction to activate the armor, and they have to make a DC 12 save or take 1d8 poison damage. And then as part of your reaction, you can use disengage and use the toxin that the armor kind of secretes, for lack of a better word, to slide away.
Woo!
Wow.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
And you will not gain an attack of opportunity because it effectively acts as a disengage.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But
So-
it's also wiki.
Thankfully, it's not stinky enough to where you're going to have disadvantage on stealth or persuasion or anything like that because of the smell. It's just an interesting It's interesting. The 3-inch thorns.
What kind of armor is it?
It is medium leather armor, so it would be an AC of 16.
Okay.
In the pouch, that looks kind of like the jeweler's kit, there are 3 thorns of sleep. You have to succeed on a DC 14 con save or fall into a deep slumber as if you've been affected by the sleep spell. Each one can only be used once, and you can use it as blowgun ammunition. Or chuck it. Or stab someone.
We should get a blowgun.
I was right on that part at least.
You were.
So
yeah.
not a torture method, at least.
No,
I mean,
thankfully, right?
the
jar...
proper application, but
there we go. The jar has in it something called war paint.
Ooh.
And it is based on color.
Is it blue?
It is a blue-green. You have to apply it to any exposed skin that can be seen outside your armor or clothing. It can be worn by anybody. While wearing war paint, you do have disadvantage on stealth checks because you effectively look blue. But it does give you +1 to your AC for 1 full day.
Ooh.
There are 3 applications in the jar.
So does it have to cover your entire visible skin?
Yes.
So I can just paint half my face and yell freedom?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, that's double the freedom.
maximum
So-
freedom.
Maximum freedom!
And the brooch is a jacinth of inestimable beauty.
Sounds
Well,
really cool.
yeah.
That's the.
It's
I
a
mean,
what?
Jacinth is a type of flower.
Got it.
And there's the card. It is a incredible item.
Oh.
Incredible.
It's an
Wait, where-
artifact.
Like wondrous, yeah.
Yeah. It's an artifact. You need to be 10th level to attune to it.
Holy shit.
Oh boy.
And there's the card for it. And from the card, you can see why Ulrin was getting that ping. You have to be of good alignment to attune to it. And it will fucking kill you if you're not.
Oh.
Holy
24d6.
I thought you guys would enjoy that one. I was like, oh yeah, they're getting that. That's fun.
Okay, but like,
Okay.
what is a good action? Like what?
Charisma.
It makes
Oh,
you...
it's so cool.
And
Yeah.
Ulrin can
It's-
tell you this. Ulrin, you know this right away as soon as you cast Identify on this bad boy. It basically makes you pretty.
Yeah. It's a corsage for paladins.
Yeah.
If you want the
Do want.
It is a powerful item.
Do want.
And Ulrin, you also know from looking at this thing that it is the only one in existence.
Ooh.
So it
I wonder if we
is.
could trade that for a god's helm. No, that's not.
Go talk to
No.
Ellie. You don't
No.
know. All right, that's everything identified though.
Can I look if there's a blowgun in the normal arm? Maybe?
There is not.
Ah, too bad.
Yeah.
That would make them too obviously evil if they've got like poison blow darts. Yeah, those are our police. What do
Alright,
you...
I need to grind 3 levels now.
Yeah. Okay, that's everything though.
Yeah. Alright. It's nice.
Okay,
Close it
so
We should go to the prison.
prison, and then we can think about what we need to solve these things because some of them aren't. Like none
Only
of
the
us.
dark weave cloth since everyone sucks.
No.
You just have to be proficient.
Yeah,
All right.
which no one is.
I know.
No.
I
Or we
know.
could wait till
That's
some of
all
us dies and then
Someone
get to
dies,
roll
then makes
some
a
more.
roll.
That's. I mean,
Stealth wizard. Stealth wizard.
I mean, stealth wizard, isn't that just a wizard casting
Stealth wizard.
invisibility?
Sure.
True.
Sure. And it's possible the cloth you could potentially augment it. He is a forge cleric, so you never know. Okay, the prison, if you guys leave the room, the key pops out of the door. Yeah.
Yes.
The prison is on the other side, on the back side of the building. And you have to go down as well. There are 2 sub-basements to this building. You were in one.
To the prison!
Okay. I have to find that. Okay. So you guys can, for the sake of time, when you guys go down in here, nobody's alive.
Well,
Looked like there was a fight here. There are 2
Yikes.
dead Night Watch, a dwarf, and a Yuan Ti.
No, not the dwarf.
You do recognize the dwarf.
No.
No.
Oh, it is. Okay.
oh,
Shit.
Yeah, so Argo is dead.
No.
There are 3 dead prisoners. One of them's Harold.
No.
why did they kill the prisoners? What the?
Why did they?
We even said
did they
that
take
it would
the
be
time to
safe
do
down
that?
here during the fight.
Yeah.
What's the
I
point
mean-
of killing the prisoners?
Out of spite, I guess.
Or if they use the chaos to try and escape.
Yeah, don't know. There is a deceased older human man that you didn't recall meeting, but he's in the cell beside Harold. And then there is a dead Yuan Ti in the far cell.
Yeah, as much as I'm sad for the friendly dwarf, the UNT really bugs me.
Wait, there's a UNT like in the cell.
UNT was
a
In the
prisoner.
cell, yeah.
I asked. Can we search maybe the body of the UNT?
Sure. She's a little different than the ones you've encountered. Her skin is not green. She's also a pureblood, so she has a mostly human form. But there are scales kind of peeking out on different parts of her body. Her scales are almost a sand color, like a golden yellow.
Oh.
She also has interesting red markings, like tattoos along her cheeks, and one that comes down from a point, and one that comes up from her chin. They look like some kind of tribal tattoo or something.
Does anyone have a speak with dead?
Nope.
Nope. Damn.
I'd like to go through her pockets and see if I can find something.
Okay. There is nothing on her. She is, you're getting a good look at her, Hazel. She's been dead since last night, but she was sick before that, you can tell. Her skin is dry and cracked.
Mhm.
The area around her mouth just kind of gray. Like either she hadn't been fed enough or given enough water, or it doesn't look good. She also looks like she was down here the longest.
Rest in peace. What did those bastards?
But yeah, she doesn't have, I was just checking, she doesn't have anything on her. No personal possessions, no identification of any kind.
But I mean, she was in a jail, so.
Yeah, there's not.
Is there a place in the prison that looks like they might have put the prisoners' belongings in there or something?
Yeah, there's a small chest close to the door. Looks like a couple bags of gold, not much.
Yeah.
You do find a couple of nice daggers. Nothing fancy, just finely made. Let me see here. Yeah. That's it.
Hmm.
We should maybe tell this to someone so
Yeah.
anyone had family down can know what happened.
Hmm.
I look at the two dead dwarfs and just say, sorry.
I didn't think there'd be a UNT in here.
Anyone we could ask? Did
But what
anyone
have the
survive off the
prisoners been
ship?
killed with? Like swords and stuff?
Harold and the older human man's throats were slashed.
Ooh.
The UNT, I will let one person make a medicine check.
Not me.
Yes.
Whoever would feel most comfortable with that.
Not
I have a
me.
+2.
I have a +7, so I'll do it.
Okay, so
Go,
that's
Ricky.
alright. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that for me.
The medic, yeah. Oh.
Oh no.
God damn it!
Oh no!
We trusted you!
8.
There are no marks that you can see.
It's dark. I'm
You don't
sorry.
know. Yeah.
When she did look
Yeah.
sick, maybe she died of a sickness. Some kind of sickness before the fighting started.
Starvation, dehydration.
Where are the buddies in their cells?
Yes.
Okay.
But the doors are open.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. They would have to.
Yeah. So wait, if they killed all the prisoners, how are the pair of them dead?
Well, did they watch people came here?
True.
Corfel did send people to go check on the prison.
Hmm. They were just too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no one at all left from the shade what they were doing down there and preparing here for, right? Like everyone's dead.
I mean, they might be around, but the Daywatch dumped all their uniforms and stuff and either rejoined the populace or left. I can't imagine many of them are going to be going around admitting to having ever been a part.
Yeah. There are also no papers down here or something that has.
There is a single small ledger on the table.
Hmm.
And if you
Look
go
at that.
through it, yeah, it's a documentation of people who have been held here. It's
Can
basically
we say
first
the name
name.
of the UNT or something?
The last three names in here are Harold, Vincent, and Lonnie.
Does it say why?
Harold, sedition.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Yep.
failure to pay taxes.
Holy shit.
Lonnie, sedition, uprising.
She might have rebelled against her own people.
Whoa.
Fair enough. No one likes being a slave, I guess.
I'm trying to think. Elijah. It's occurring to me now with everything that you've read. Can you make a history check for me real quick?
Ooh.
Is it regarding magic items, alchemical
It is
object, or technological
not.
license?
It is not.
Well, it's history.
Yeah.
Oh, math. 25.
Damn. Okay, I
Because you
can
needed
even
the
beat that.
provision. Jeez Louise. All right. It takes you a second, but you are familiar with Jungle UNT, and it looks like, based on the facial markings and the coloration of her scale, that's probably where she's from.
Oh.
Oh,
So she's not the same type of UNT as the others, probably. So
Yeah, as opposed to the desert you want the.
yeah, so that might be a reason why she rebelled.
Hmm.
So if you see any other strange UNT, Yeah.
With similar markings, they could be friendly. We could try to
Yeah.
maybe.
But I'm guessing Yonkees and Drow aren't gonna be so welcome in this town for a while.
Probably not, no.
Well, I mean, we did have a drow on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the villagers
people
seem-
have seen her. But
Villagers
Yeah.
are probably a bit riled up at this point. They might
I
not
wouldn't
make
say.
so many distinctions.
I mean, the heads on the
They're
pikes
scared.
do seem
They
to,
went for a lot.
yeah.
I mean, a famous throat-slitting assassin probably isn't the best role model for a people, generally.
Well, no, but I mean, if she
Like-
fights on the side of the good guys, I mean,
She does. Don't
That's
worry,
bad,
Naraxas.
so.
I assure you of that. She only means the best for the people.
I mean, that doesn't make her less scary to your average bumpkin.
That is very true, yeah. But I think she'll be alright. I think she knows.
I mean, we're pretty scary to the average bumpkin, and they'll love us now.
But then again,
Yeah,
we
really
overthrew
scary.
their entire government.
In
Yeah,
a
exactly. That's
day.
what I'm saying.
It's like overnight. Yikes.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I
Yes.
guess go to the
Tabernacle?
next step. Yep.
Yeah, tabernacle.
And we should maybe bring that little ledger to
Yeah.
someone.
Yep,
We don't have to go far for Tabernacle, so.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and the key. I suggest we give both the ledger and the key to that there dwarf lass.
What, the armory key or the prison key?
All of it. I mean, we're pretty sure that she's gonna want to be one of the people in charge, so she might as well have all of it.
Yeah, true. And it's neat and tidy now.
Yeah. Plus, we can bargain that she spends the rest of the day resting in return for that.
That's really
Instead-
sneaky, Walker.
Instead of going out in the afternoon,
That's pretty good.
Blackmail her into bed rest.
Yeah, do you want to do that before you go to Tabernacles? How are you doing this?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
We can make it quick. We basically...
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to
Make it
go
with
back
her.
and find Berna, you know right where she's at. And when you tell her that, what you found in the armory and the dead prisoners, she's not happy about the dead prisoners, but she knows it's not your fault.
Yeah.
And she's kind of sitting propped up in bed. There's a cup of steaming tea off to her side, and she takes the key and the ledger, and she says, Harold didn't have any family in town, but he had told me before that he had a couple of cousins outside of Amon, so maybe I can get a hold of him and just let him know, and we'll make sure that we, properly put people to rest. We're not going to leave
Also,
them there.
it seemed like the dead UNT prisoner might have also been one of the good people, or at least none of the bad people, so maybe she could also get some kind of burial, or at least not have her head end up on a spike or something.
She knows who you're talking about.
Oh,
This young woman who kind of walked around town, hooded and everything for a while, came to her a few months back and had wanted to basically start some shit with the Night Watch. And Berna kind of gives you the adjudicated version of it, which is that this young woman, Lonnie, had been recruited by the Shade Watch. She very quickly didn't like who they were. She thought it was just mercenary work. You've heard this tale from another person as well, who kind of ran off, the barbarian you encountered on the road. And just the mining guild didn't feel like they had the people or the support, or Berna kind of, is looking at you all a little shamefaced at this point. She's like, I wish I'd listened to her. She might not have wound up down there. The story around town was that she Lonnie tried to sneak into the headquarters and, I don't know, steal something and got caught. I mean, clearly she got caught, but she was down there for months.
She deserves a proper burial at least.
Yep.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
tried to do the right thing.
I agree.
Also, speaking of Ed on bikes, yeah, I get the desire for revenge in the show, but you know, that shouldn't. That should be discouraged.
Yeah. Bull already told me about that. It seems like some of our villagers have a little bit of a revenge streak going, so
Yeah.
we're gonna need to have a town meeting here sooner than I expected.
Well, I mean,
we'll take
there's
care
a
of
lot
it.
of work to be done. You have to reestablish things. So yeah, take the rest of the day and maybe tomorrow start working on thing. I would say
I'll draft something.
just suggestion.
Yeah. We're trying to work up plans for just general rebuilding anyways and figuring
Yeah.
out how we're going to move forward. So I'll add it to then she kind of shows you this big bulleted list of things she's wanting to accomplish. She's like, "Hey, if he tells me I got to stay in bed, this is what I'm going to be doing." So doesn't mean
That's
I'm not going
fair.
to work.
As long as you don't strain yourself, you know, physically, that's fair.
Not a problem. So you get the sense that she's going to take care of it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, for sure. Off to the shop you pop, yes?
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah!
All
To
right.
the tabernacle!
Yeah! You have a box to return. Okay.
And probably stuff to
So-
sell or trade or buy.
Alright.
We'll see.
We have a lot of
potions.
stuff.
I need to
Yes.
check in whether a certain item is.
I've got a potion to pick up, I think, if she finished it.
So, you know how to get there.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Knock up the rock.
Do the thing, Oren!
Okay. Do the
I
thing.
will
Make the
activate
magic.
the teleportation smoky stone.
Maybe not right there, but you know.
Yeah, where do you want to
Right in front
Where do you
of her.
want to go?
Whenever
Our
we're
house?
back in our stronghold.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Let's do this in a private room.
There you go.
Just in the middle of a street.
Yep,
just
that's
in the
fine.
middle of a street. Just-
No
That's a big
problem.
glowy door. Anyone can walk through. Yeah, you go to the second floor and activate, and the door shows back up.
It's cool.
Okay, so you go. I finally found artwork.
Yay.
And shockingly enough, those
Ooh.
those orbs are kind of what I was thinking, except the ones over her desk are like in rotation, in orbit. So, okay. So you guys step through. Tabernacle is in his box and greets you as you come in. Welcome to the Tabernacle.
Hello!
Hello, fair travelers.
Morning.
Welcome to the Tabernacle. It's just
Hello, strange man.
Ellie is behind the desk. She is reading, looks like. Has a cup of something beside her, and you hear a little chime go off as you guys walk through, and she's like, hi. Been
Hi.
a bit. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Fantastic. Buy, trade, what's going on? What are we doing? Let's go.
All of it.
All right. I like all of it.
Do you have any new items or anything that might interest us?
Let me see how many she has.
I think
Yeah.
Naraxas is like looking around for the helmet, like, oh, still, like, he doesn't say anything, but he's just like,
Fucking hell, man.
Hazel is also looking around for the cookie sanctuary thing to make sure it's still there.
You guys are worse than like kids in a toy store.
Seeing if no one else has
got it.
bought it yet.
It's amazing.
We need
Okay.
leashes for you.
It's like cookies and evil artifacts are us.
Little owl owlbear leash backpacks. No, come back here. So the helmet is still on its table, Naraxas. The only difference is that out in front of it now is a little handwritten placard that says, "Do not fucking touch this."
Wait. Did someone touch the helmet?
Yeah, and she points at Naraxas. Him.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You did.
I didn't put it on. You said not to put it on. I didn't put it on. And look, I have a hat
Brain
now. And he like knocks the helmet.
You made quite the picture in those robes and that horned helmet. That's like... I'm just now realizing that's what you look like. That's amazing. Okay. And the orb, I mean, she had it behind the counter last time, and you don't see it out.
Excuse me, lady. Do
Yes.
you still have the product that I found rather interesting last time? You know, the little like orb thingy.
You sound like you're doing
Like
a
Hazel
drug
is trying
deal.
to sound. No. I already had drugs. I don't want drugs. I want cookies.
I already have drugs. Oh, God.
I just want cookies.
I'm just.
Not that
I'm
kind
not.
of cookies. Just normal.
Wow. She goes, "Oh, yeah. I still have that. It's not something everybody wants." So
Much
yeah, I
more
got it.
wholesome problem.
Okay.
And she shows it to you. It's in its little box.
What was that cookie thing again?
It is
Like
a portable version of Mordekainen's magnificent mansion.
That
But it always
like
smells like cookies.
Yep.
Yeah, it always has fresh baked cookies.
It's like a
in it.
How much was
jade-
that again?
A lot.
It's like a little cottage.
Yeah, like a
Like
lot.
10 million gold.
8,231.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay,
Wait,
that's
please
not
give me
bad.
the exact price.
We're
I need to
close.
write it down.
But
It's
she,
like-
I mean,
Eight.
again, you also know that she is willing to take trade.
It's like Mordenkainen's magnificent bakery.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause
you don't know
that's
what's
like
there, but
Well, we have
Yeah.
2,000 gold and 20 platinum, so
And
So,
a lot
yeah,
of
that's
material.
2200.
I just look at it and I'm like, one day, my pretty, one day.
you do also have a box of hers.
yeah, I was gonna,
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna, while she's like, because I asked her what all she has new, and while she's like looking at new
Yeah.
stuff, I'm gonna take the box out and set it on the table.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I need to leverage that for touching the helmet again. No.
Do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
okay.
taking it out
So
and
the
setting
box
it
is
on
out.
the table.
She kind of freezes mid-reach underneath the counter. She was going for something else. Where'd you find that at?
We were just, doing things.
Saving
normal
people.
adventuring stuff,
Right.
and we found it,
Okay.
and
When did we get
I
that?
figured
Where
it
did we
belonged
find
to
it?
you, so
It most
I
definitely
think it was-
belongs to me. We don't lose shipments very often, but let me see which one this is. And she reaches underneath the counter again and pulls out a big, heavy tome, like funks it on the counter and starts leafing
Oh,
through.
boy.
She's like, no, that one went missing in the jungle. I doubt I'm ever going to get that back. That one went to the bottom of the Osmond Sea on a shipwreck. Oh! And she kind of pulls the box over and is looking at it, waves her hand over it, and the latch springs open. This is Tomas's. Damn.
is that a bad thing?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one of my better traders.
Oh.
But he's
Oh,
been missing for 40 years.
That's a long time to go missing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unusual for me to not see somebody for like a decade, but once 10 or so years passed, I stopped giving up any kind of hope
Yeah.
that he was alive.
Sorry.
She just kind of sighs and, shit. He could still be alive, I don't know. I mean, where'd you find this at?
Where did we find that? Was it in the mountains? I think it was in the mountains.
It was in the dragon's lair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Your friend wasn't a dragon or something, was he?
No, it was a gnome.
Oh. But he couldn't
No.
like make himself look like a dragon or something. That wasn't something he could do. No.
She looks really baffled by this line of questioning.
Did we find any like gnome body near
You
there?
found
Or
lots of bones.
Ooh.
Kalouth was
I just like basically there was some kind of really badly fed dragon, I would say, that was imprisoned and forced to guard a passage.
a
And
dragon guard, yeah.
Shit, Thomas, what did you get yourself into?
A mountain.
yeah,
Apparently, he wasn't even supposed to be. He was. Oh, anyways, it's just a little sad, but she's a businesswoman. She's
oh,
not
he
gonna let
might
that
have
deter
been
her.
trying to get to the sword to bring it to the store, actually. Huh.
Just Naraxas like, no. Ixnay on the sword egg.
She's too busy digging through, and she's pulling items out of this box now, and pulls a piece of
Both are
paper
just thinking out
that was
loud.
kind of glued to the inside of the lid, and reads it over and puts it aside, just kind of sighing. And she pulls out a couple of things. She pulls out a small silver pin that looks like little wings. She pulls out a bracelet with looks like vines and little charms on it. A teeny version of a standard bedroll, a gorgeous shawl that is multicolored, and a silver lute. And she goes, oh, he did find it. And the last thing she pulls out is a thick, like a dark brown, thick bottle, and with the label that says The Deep on it. And the dwarves instantly know what that is. That is extremely rare brandy. Once made in a now defunct distillery in Craghammer. And it's extremely rare. It's a vintage. And the last you ever heard a rumor about this, because it's like fabled brandy of the dwarves, it's got to be at least 100 years old.
I look at the thing, I look at Aldrin, I look back at the thing.
Yeah, I do the same thing, like at the same time.
We just
So we
look
just,
at each
like-
other. Are you guys okay? Are you having a moment or something?
Yeah, we're definitely having a moment.
Yeah, we
Well, Ellie's like, we're about to have one, because she pulls out glasses and she goes,
Ooh.
Okay,
your
Hazel,
reward
listen.
for bringing the box back.
Oh,
Oh god. Oh.
okay, Hazel, imagine like
Okay.
legendary sugar.
You
But
have my
it's alcohol.
attention.
Except it's alcohol.
But it's alcohol.
It's the same level of. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
She has to really twist the top. She's been just trying to pull this thing, and it finally pops. Cork goes flying. She's like, we're gonna drink it anyways, and starts pouring out glasses for all of you. It's a deep crimson brown, and the scent of alcohol is so strong.
Holy shit.
So strong. Even from where you're standing on the other side of the counter.
Doesn't smell like sugar.
Go for it.
Videos of people testing it.
You guys want to drink it? She's already picking her glass up and like
Yeah.
taking a sip. Yeah.
In Dwarven, I'll just say like, to good times, to great friends, and to the days of our lives. May they flow like alcohol down my throat.
I just repeat after him.
Ellie goes,
And then I'll just
fucking
drink.
cheers to that. And
Yeah.
it is so good. It is so good. But you also instantly realize that if you drink more than one glass of this, you're probably going to be stone cold drunk.
Woo!
It's the good shit.
Oh, that's good.
So we're basically having ale-gasms over there.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty much.
You just see like a single tear just like slowly roll down Olren's face, and it's just
They sure look happy. I don't really get it, but
she pushes the glass at you. You'll get it in about 3 seconds. Drink that, trust me. Just take a time.
I don't know that that's a good. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I drink it.
It's Hazel. You've never had alcohol that strong before. It kind of loops you for a second. You're like, it burns real good burn.
Nah, still prefer cookies. That doesn't quite do it for me. Nah.
After Voltar is done with his glass, he takes up his sass and he starts just spontaneously composing and singing a song about alcohol. You know, from all the inspiration of this drink.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. She's leaning on the counter now. She's like, okay, so you brought me the box back. What do you want? Do you want the stuff in the box?
Cookies!
what. Could you describe what all was in the box, or possibly
She
tell
starts
us what they do?
pointing out. She's like, oh shit, I left something in the bottom. She pulls out a couple of looks like rolled up pieces of parchment and puts those aside. She's like, that's probably Tomas's letter. The little silver wings are free fall wings. Let me pull that up here.
They do feather fall, I assume.
Yeah, actually. So the free fall wings, it's a pin that looks like a pair of outstretched silver wings. There's a tiny green stone at the point where the wings meet. And if you fall at least 10 feet, the item turns into a pair of feathery wings that grant you feather fall.
Ooh.
And then it's a one-use
Fancy.
kind of a thing.
That's
Once
like
a day or once?
One use.
Okay,
That's
just
it.
okay.
Oh.
That's like a rich people in
Once.
Draconia kind of thing.
Once a lifetime.
Yeah, basically.
Parachute. It's
Yeah.
essentially a parachute.
Yeah, pretty much. But you have no choice whether it activates. It's just at that 10-foot
It's
drop.
if you
it
fall,
instantly,
you go.
yeah.
Oh.
And it will
So
keep you
even
from
if it's
taking
15
any damage.
feet.
Even if it's 1,000 feet, you won't take damage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So you could key lift off a cliff if you really wanted to.
I would say if it was some
sorry, keep
location and then put it on.
The
Goldfish would be
bracelet
fine.
is a goodberry bracelet.
Ooh.
Oh.
And when you pluck a charm, there are 5 silver berry shaped charms on it. And when you pluck a charm off it, it becomes a good berry. And it also gives you the ability to add half of your wisdom modifier to the healing provided.
Buy the good berry.
So if
For yourself, or just even if
whoever
you give it
is
to somebody?
wearing it, their half of their wisdom modifier gets applied to healing to anyone who eats one of the berries off the bracelet.
Okay.
You just go like hum hum hum.
And then there are 5 berries, and they regenerate every 24 hours.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
That's
This is
awesome.
good. This is good.
That's
That's
it's
really
a
good.
handy little thing.
We
There's
can
no
stop
cookies,
carrying
but berries are
rations
nice.
forever.
The bedroll is a magic bedroll. It rolls out to full size. There are stars, and she kind of shows you. She's like, this is really cool. I've had a few of these. They're fun. In silver thread on this dark blue material, there are stars and moons embroidered along the hem. And it grants you a restful night's sleep as long as you lie in it. You do not have to make saving throws against effects of extreme weather. So you would not get exhaustion as long as you use this. And when you spend a long rest in a magic bedroll, it grants you advantage on wisdom saves made to resist any kind of effect of like a dream spell or anything that would give you nightmares. And it permits you to regain all your spent hit dice.
Oh. I would like one of those, please. No more nightmares would be gone.
And let me make sure I've got all my items here. The shawl is made out of hundreds of, not pristine, they look a little rough around the edges, hundreds of small dragon scales, both metallic and chromatic. And while you wear the shawl, you are immune to a dragon's frightful presence. And in addition, you have advantage to other saves made to resist any fear effects. And if you save against a fear effect, you're going to roll a D100. On a 1 through 50, the creature who tried to force you to be afraid then has to make a wisdom save against your spell DC. And if they fail, they get frightened.
Nice.
So it kind of like reverses the effect, yeah. But if you roll a 51 through a 100 on the D100, nothing happens.
I just had this image of like, say, Azel wearing it, and there's a dragon going "Rawr!" and it's just like "Rawr!" with the shawl.
Immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the scarf.
Yeah. She is
The face
willing
is scary.
to cut you guys a
Yeah.
deal on the contents of the box. So for the... Let me see here.
Okay, do we want all this stuff, or do we want the magnificent mention of cookies?
We don't have enough money for the magnificent mansion yet.
You brought
that
her
depends.
box.
Okay.
That depends what we get from the box. That's
So
why I'm
you
asking.
can either have the contents of the box,
Or
We also have possibly other things.
or
to
she will
trade.
cut you a permanent discount in the store.
Oh.
I would say
big of a
permanent discount.
What's the permanent discount?
25, anywhere between 25 and 50% depending on the item. At her discretion. But
That's
you did her a solid.
That's yeah.
But it's still 25% is like the minimum.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we buy those or trade for the thing. That seems like a.
Yeah.
That's really
Good.
good.
Yeah, I say take because we are gonna come back and it's better to
Yeah.
have.
We are definitely going to.
Yep. Unless we all die, but then, I mean,
Yeah.
we won't need the items either, so.
True,
Yeah.
they'd be lost regardless. Yeah.
So does
Yeah.
she tell us about the discount, or?
Yeah, she's more than happy to tell you all about that. Basically, just whatever item it is you want to buy, she will make a judgment call based largely on how long the item's been there, how valuable it is, and how rare it is.
And how much you want to get rid of it.
How much discount will we get on the magnificent mansion?
I mean,
Of
we don't need
cookies.
it for a while.
She's willing to cut the price down to 2,000 gold.
Oh.
Cha-ching!
Or trade. Or both.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, we
always
do
willing
have-
to trade.
Okay,
Yeah, well, like I said, we also have other things we might want to trade, so.
Yeah, and that
Okay,
when she
let's
says
do this
for
huddle.
trade.
So discount
She's
plus
like-
trading.
She's like, go. She pours another glass of that brandy. She's like, I'm good. It's fine.
okay.
Getting
What
drunk
are
too.
those things that we find in the armory are we willing to sell?
I mean, the shadow
The cloth?
thing, probably. None of us was
Does anyone
proficiency in
want the
stealth.
armor?
The allegories armor.
Don't.
I can't use it, so
I prefer light armor.
I'm a
I
heavy
can't.
armor boy.
heavy armor.
So, especially armor on the cloth. I think the others we should keep.
That red dragon scale shield is just a big valuable shield, and if there's ever going to be a place to
Yeah.
sell something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
weird
There are
and
other things
expensive,
we can sell too. I'm just about this thing.
And the shield of defiance too.
it's the shield of defiance.
It's the one that we got from what's her name? The
You got it from
left
Corfil.
hand or right?
Let's
Corfil.
see.
He brought it out of the armory.
Looking at the bag of holding stuff, things that says silk, probably not good for a magic place and should just silk. Halfling boots, I don't even remember that, but
Yeah,
it's
me
there.
They're just boots that are half
The
their size.
shield, yeah. Oh, Azel's old crossbow, yeah.
Yeah, you can sell that if she wants it. I mean, it's not very special. It's a +1, but it can be
But-
sold if she wants it.
Yeah, it's still a +1. Like,
It's still a +1, it's worth monies.
I don't need it anymore.
Does anybody have that scabbard of poison?
yeah, I do.
Okay. I didn't put it in the bag for some reason.
I like the more books entry.
I like the such necromancy much undead.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. While you guys are figuring out what you want to trade, let's go ahead and take a break. And then when we come back, we can do the trading, do all that fun stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Shields?
All right. So you guys have
Yes.
spent break figuring out what you want to trade. All right. So whatever it is that you want to put out on the counter for Ellie to look at, and I'm gonna keep track of it.
So we have the big ass scale shield
Okay. So the red dragon shield. All right.
and the club that makes people add the stealth proficiency that we don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that
The dark weave.
dark weave.
Okay.
Like we put this one in, and I'm like, yeah. Do you have any tailor skills? Like, can you weave that into things that you can sell? Because if not, you might just get.
I mean, I know a guy, but
Okay.
yeah, not me. I'm more of an enchanter than anything else. By this point, she's kind of like, but it's pretty though. I like it. And you watch her hand pass through it, and she's like, "Ooh, check that out. That's cool." She puts her hand on the shield, and she goes, "That might buy you almost anything in here by itself."
Ooh.
Can we trade that for the mansion?
Oh no, she said anything. Wait a minute. Like immediately.
Yeah.
No!
We are not
This is a
buying
good
the
deal,
helmet.
Naraxas.
We are
She's
so
like, "Wait a
not buying
second."
the helmet.
I mean, if
It's
you
more
want to
the
take
holding
a
on
trip
Naraxas.
through the helmet, you can, but you're gonna die.
Wait, what?
Wait, there was a loot, right? That came out that box too.
Yes, a silver loot.
Yeah. What did that do again?
It's not magical. It's just very nicely made.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
It's just a nice loot. Well, I get a nice Saz, so
it's
it's not magical.
not that I want to take a trip through the helmet, but it might be one of the things that the lure is trying to find.
Well, if
Yeah.
she's trying
Then
to
we can
find
bring
it,
Laura
she
here.
can come trade it herself. Like,
Ellie's
she's
like,
been
I
here
know
before.
Laura. She's come here.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows
I
about
said we
that
would take
thing.
her next time, but we...
It's
she's not here.
dangerous. I mean,
it's probably best that it stays here.
if you want to do it, but you're gonna die.
I mean, it's harder to
I
steal
think-
here than in
Don't do
LS
it,
40, I'm
Naraxas.
sure.
Think about the cookies you could be eating instead.
Yeah. Can we switch... Like, can we trade the sword for the... Like, sword. Can we trade the shield for
For the mansion,
mansion?
you got it.
I feel like we're losing out on this
Cool.
deal, but
I need more
But we
brandy.
make
So
we
remind
made
me.
Hazel happy, so...
Well, also it's gonna be pretty useful on our travel. But just remind me, when next time we level, I'm gonna swap out Leoman's tiny hut now that we got this.
Cookie Mountain.
I don't want to impose too much. It's okay. I can save up for it myself. I like see as I like bite my finger.
Hazel?
I mean,
We're getting this.
there's so much
Yeah.
money in that shield. That's worth like, I don't know.
Can we get more stuff for
Yeah,
it?
sure.
And not just...
Sure.
I think
Oh,
that's what she's saying.
since Olrin isn't here, the
Yeah, I
tiny
wanted the
clock owl.
The
Yeah.
the yeah, that thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing.
That
Can we
thing.
put that on the file?
She's a little like, yep, you got it. Sure. Sorry, I'm trying to find the
That
cards
thing.
for all of this.
Yeah. Olrin is gonna be happy. So
Okay.
Here's the
did she have a second glass while we weren't watching?
I had a third.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Okay, so there you go. There, it's labeled Portable Magnificent Mansion, but the card tells you exactly what it does.
Portable, magnificent mention of cookies.
cookie house.
can we?
Cookie-
Yeah, how many times can we use it?
It's once a day.
Oh, nice.
So
Which makes
bedtime.
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Like
I
the
was just like, is it a
spell,
one-time
basically.
use or
Yeah.
is it a several-time use?
No, it's just once a day, and it basically is a portable version of that spell. So
Do you have any healing
Um,
potions?
so wait, what did you wanted the mansion? What else did you want? The Clockwork Owl, the Living Grimoire.
Yeah, the one that Olrin made a sound of
All
when he
right,
saw.
sorry, I'm just trying to
Lost
keep
his
up.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound was
Trailer.
pretty fantastic. Okay, so that is now in there. And
Cute.
Oh.
she does have healing potions because you asked for them last time and she didn't have them, so she made them. Because she said she usually didn't carry
That's
standard
customer
stuff.
service.
So for the shield with that, I need to look at my price list here. Living Grimoire was not expensive. It was for you guys at the time.
Mead.
Yeah, she can give you 10 regular healing potions or 5 graders.
But that's on top of the items to
That's on
Straight
top of
for
the
the
3
shield.
other items
My
too.
god, this shield is
Do
like.
you really want to know
holy-
how much the shield's worth?
Nope.
No.
Are you sure?
I knew I could have got the helmet. I'm just looking at it like,
Naraxas!
Fucking helmet. Okay,
Cookies!
okay.
Because it's, yeah, no, it's okay. Because you still got money, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
5
have
grader
anything for
or
bards?
10 regular?
I mean,
Let me see what she has here.
And
I think
yeah,
we have a lot of-
I think we want
We
the
don't have a lot.
5 graders
Yeah,
It's-
because we have some, and they're
because
also
there's
more
5 of
expensive.
us.
She says, I know you guys were interested in the Shield of Alarm the last time and you didn't pick it up.
The what? Alarm?
The Shield,
the shield of
Alarm.
alarm.
Oh.
Oh, the one you can use while you sleep, and it like.
Yeah, it's
But we have a mansion now, so it's not really that important anymore because no one
That
can
is
get in.
true. No
Yeah.
one can enter our cookie fortress.
She says, I have a cloak of accompaniment.
What is
Of
that?
what?
Interested in that? It plays appropriate music for whatever situation you're in.
No.
She's like, you
We
said
have
bard.
one of those.
We have one.
Well,
It could
I'm
be
the
like
one that
a
plays the
whole-
music.
You could have like a whole orchestra behind you if you wanted.
I think that's we're
Huh.
already bad at speaking.
She says, I have an arrow of Hydra, but I only have one.
An arrow of what?
Arrow of Hydra.
What does that do?
Look at your guys' faces.
It says Elydra as it flies to the
Yeah,
target.
that. No, it's a. I'll give you the description. It says this fine arrow of cedarwood and kingfisher feathers is tipped with a sharp hydra's tooth. When you hit a target with it, the arrow deals an extra 3d6 poison damage.
Ooh.
If you miss, the arrow lands in a DM selected square within 20 feet of the intended target. At the start of the next round, an undead skeleton claws out of the ground in that square. The skeleton
Dang.
acts on its own initiative and attacks the nearest living creature until reduced to 0 hit points.
Oh.
And it does
That's
not know
amazing.
friend from foe.
So good thing if the enemy is far away.
Well, I mean, it's an arrow. Normally, you shoot it at an enemy far away. Normally.
She's like, I've got that. I've got a horn of silent alarm. She says, I got this, and she puts a book down. I think the wizard needs this. And she goes,
I need books.
check this shit out. And she opens the book up, and a cat pops out of it
What?
and sits on
Wait,
the book
what?
and looks at you.
What is that?
It's a
Oh my
cat.
goodness.
It's a tome of cat summoning.
So it's a familiar.
We can have a cottage full of cats and cookies.
Is
Oh,
it a familiar
God.
or is it just cat summoning?
Cat summoning. She's like, and what you do is you read from, and she shows you the
Oh,
list,
hello,
and it's a
kitty.
list of like a bunch of different cats, and you pick one and you say, bring me a calico, and it gives you a calico.
I go
Oh,
pet
God.
the kitty.
How many times a day does that work?
Once. The cat doesn't have any.
Oh my
It basically is ethereal. Aw, kitty.
The cat came!
There's a kitty right there.
Oh, there we
It
go.
worked. The cat summoning worked.
It works even in real life.
What it, let me look at the full description. By opening this aged, leather-bound tome and reading it, you summon a cat of your choosing. The cat lays upon the tome and does nothing else, but departs if removed from the tome or attacked.
That's awesome.
So basically,
That's so useless, but so
a
awesome.
shithead cat, yeah. who just sits on your stuff. And
I
looks
used
at you.
it. I summoned
You
a
did.
kitten.
You summoned a kitty. Hello, kitty.
Yep.
We traded one of the shields for like
Yeah,
the owl
dragon
that you
skull
wanted,
Yeah.
5
Aww.
great potions, and the portable magnificent mansion.
Cookie
Awesome.
Mansion.
Sorry it took so long.
That's
I was
okay.
getting-
No, you're fine. She goes,
Cool.
you still have money because that shield's worth about 20,000. So pick.
Holy shit. And we got a discount, so.
Yeah, you got
Wait,
your
which shield was worth 20,000?
the ancient
red
red
dragon
dragon.
one.
Holy shit.
The
She goes,
non-magical
so-
but made of cool stuff.
Basically,
They're
she
too big
has
for
already
ourselves.
offered Naraxas a trip through the god helmet because she's kind of drunk. But
Do you have plate mail here?
no,
Do
sorry.
you have blowguns?
Yes.
Alright. Olrin's back.
have
I am putting on the
ammo?
helmet.
She shows you an entire rack, like a rack. They almost look like a rack of like fishing rods, but a whole rack of blowguns, and they're made of different woods. They're not special in any way, shape, or form. They're just very nicely carved. She buys them. She tells you she buys them from a craftsman who brings them to her. So sometimes they don't need to be magical. They just need to be pretty.
Oh.
Wait,
Can I have
okay.
one?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just want a blowgun for the thorns we found. Are they expensive? Like,
No, it's like 200. You're fine. You got money still. Play with it. I don't
Lay it
care.
on the pile.
Wait, are we?
Is there athlete?
I pick a pretty one.
Half plate?
Put it on the ground.
No, she really doesn't barter in. She really doesn't deal in armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you asking for, Owen?
So no armor, no weapon is just like wondrous item type things.
Yeah, man.
Or strange things. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
As you've seen, right. She goes, I got that, and she points to a clay pot over in the corner. That's fun.
What's that do?
That's a pot of awakened shrubbery.
So the pot is awake, or anything you put in it?
No,
is
the shrub.
The
in
shrubbery.
pot. Yeah, the shrubbery is awakened after you. She goes, wait, hold on, let me figure it out. Oh yeah, it's you gotta let it grow for 30 days, and then it transforms into an awakened shrub.
Mm-hmm.
The roots break the pot, it walks with you and does whatever you want, and if you don't tell it to do anything, it just walks with you. It's like a pet.
I am
Wow.
Groot.
Ah,
Uh,
so much weird but awesome stuff.
I'm not seeing
any
Ace of
spell
Am.
scrolls? Any wizard stuff?
She does have that witchery wand. She has the ring of
Yeah.
recall that lets
Alright.
you
Does the thing.
recover if you once per day if you miss on a spell or the creature you cast a spell against makes a save, you can recover that slot.
Wasn't there like a ring of protection or something among the things we wanted last time?
Oh, there's a ring of
Ring
Yeah,
of
that's-
mind shielding, I think.
Yeah, there
They
was
did.
definitely some kind of ring.
It was.
The,
It was.
the rage ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's a
that-
ring of
The ring of
rage.
recovery, is that...
Oh yeah.
I think I asked last time, is that a tunable?
Let me look. Hold on.
Because if
So
yes,
many
then
items.
yeah, you have a lot of it.
We are in
Music-
basically the shop.
Guessing it's
Yep.
a tunable. Oh,
Requires attunement.
So you'd have to give something up.
Yep.
I want to give stuff up.
Is there like magical musical instruments?
No, there is not.
Damn.
Again, very finely made,
Yeah.
but nothing magical.
Well, mine's pretty
looking at-
well made too.
True, and it does count as a magic weapon.
Yeah.
She goes, you might be interested in this, because none of you are real, well, you're not real dexterous.
Nope.
And she puts the little garden gnome on the counter. She goes, that's Ernest.
Hi, Ernest.
Hi, Ernest.
And the gnome fucking waves at you.
Okay.
Nope.
She's like, he doesn't talk unless you put him to work, but basically, once a day, he'll pick one lock for you.
That is so cute.
Any lock?
I mean, we might want to not break the door sometime.
Let
How?
me just...
I mean,
Let me
none of us
just...
can really pick locks.
Well,
right?
How
he's
expensive is he?
1,000.
Can we throw him on the pile?
Yeah,
Can
you
we
guys
throw
have money. You still have money to play with.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
goes, okay, so here's the deal with
Let's
Ernest,
take
and she kind of pulls out what looks like a practice lock. She goes, just keep this in mind, and she puts him in front of the lock. And she turns one of the little gears on the back, and she's like, I'm making it as hard as possible for him to pick right now. And she pushes him on his back, and she goes, go to work. And he springs to life. He pulls out lock picks out of his pocket, and he bends down on one knee and starts like. Also, by the way, y'all are fuckers. I hate all your fucking shit. Why do you make me do this stupid shit?
I
God
like
damn it.
him.
I just live to exist to just pick your fucking locks. I don't want to fucking do this. And just badmouths you the entire
perfect.
30 seconds this takes. The
He
lock
is perfect.
springs open. And then he goes back to his inert form.
We need him.
This guy is awesome. Welcome to the STD, little guy.
File.
I just,
Party member.
right. What?
You'll fit right in.
Ernest the
I will
gnome.
fully admit right now that is not an item of my creation. That is from the Adventure Zone, and it's
Yeah.
called the Nitpicker.
That is
Oh,
not
it's a-
what
it's a-
you cut off again.
It's a thing.
It's an item.
Yeah, it's
my
from the Adventure Zone. It's called the Nitpicker.
Holy shit.
And it made me laugh so hard when I heard about it. I had to have
It-
it.
Yeah, adopted.
Oh
So
my god.
I can throw that in there for you. His name is Ernest the Nitpicker.
I love him.
She's like, just watch, because he gets mouthy.
Oh.
As long as he's not too
Adorable.
loud, which would defeat the purpose
His
of not
voice is
breaking the
pretty
door.
small, because he's only like yay big.
Oh my god, he's perfect.
He's elf on a shelf. He's-
Pretty much, yeah. So there you go.
Were we wanting to sell anything else?
Well, we were, but then we got
Work,
service
we
for
got
this.
everything.
Okay,
for
yeah.
this.
yeah, does she have
So we
like,
Well, I
sell
guess we
this
can. We'll
afterwards?
finish. We'll
Yeah.
finish this little transaction up and then do the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Um,
I
So
don't
how much
know
are
if
we
the-
at now?
so.
And what all do we have?
Okay. The
I'm
I'm
three
guessing we
that are
got
on
the
top here,
mansion, the
Yep.
grimoire, and
Yep.
the nitpicker.
and then
Yep.
5
And potions.
greater healing potions.
5 greater healing potions. Okay.
I guess we can buy the 10 regular, but we had like the option of 10 regular or 5 greater.
which?
So I guess we can
fuck
buy
is.
It's better to take graders because if like potions are a thing we might want to use mid combat in case of emergency. So
Yeah.
it's better to just use one that's gonna heal for more.
So we can also like bargain the 10 from later if she drinks more.
She says, so for that, you still have about 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
And
What
I'm
about-
willing to pay you that.
What about that good berry
That's a
bracelet?
lot of gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Or
about
like
to
that?
ask. Yes, I was about to ask for the
Oh,
good berry
yeah.
bracelet because
Yeah.
that is like
Okay.
miniature health potions
It is.
for me.
It is.
That is
yeah.
nice.
Because
She
my
goes,
wisdom
okay.
score.
Yep. She goes, okay, so for that, I'll
Like
give
someone's
you...
unconscious, you just pluck a berry, put him in their
It
mouth.
still leaves you... yeah, basically. She goes, it still leaves you a couple thousand. And I'm
What
willing
about
to
the-
let your idiot friend put the god helmet on, but he's gonna die.
We're not letting Naraxas put the gum
Come
helmet
on.
on.
Girls,
altar
you
is
keep
never gonna be
touching
on the
weird
table
stuff,
again, come on.
And then you freak out. Like,
Come on.
seriously.
About the god helmet, is it like this may be a DM question?
Okay.
Are they revivable,
God.
or is it like dead?
I
or you
can't
can't tell
answer
me.
you that. Mm-mm.
God damn it!
It
Can
you
really depends
Why is that even a question?
on...
Well, because like if I
thought
knew
you
that
were
I
one-
could just
I
revive
thought
him,
you
I
were more
don't.
responsible than Dead Ulrich.
God.
Well, no, that's not Ulrin. This is just me. This is
It's the
Yeah.
player to the
This is
DM.
me.
Yeah.
this is a little bit of metagaming just because I'm
That's
like
okay.
I really want to see what it does. But
So,
no,
hey,
Ulrin
right-
is not
Right,
okay.
that's like,
Ulrin is not okay with it at all. He just like stoically is like shaking his head. No,
The
not
thing
at
is,
all.
like,
Not once.
I'm a warlock. Clearly, I'm willing to take risks for knowledge and power.
I'm keeping a very close eye on Naraxas, and I'm ready to grab his hand if he like makes any moves or something.
She just said I could. She just.
What
No!
else did she have that was in that box? Was there like a silver loot or something?
Yeah,
That was
well,
also-
Yeah,
let
it's
me...
just not
The
magical.
featherfall thingy, do we
Oh.
want that?
Okay, that cloak that does the background music, how does it work exactly?
Just whenever you want it to play accompaniment music, you just
does?
tap. There's like a little, and she shows you. There's it drapes in the front and pins on the left shoulder. She goes, you just hit the button and it plays music appropriate for whatever situation you're in. So if you need your own battle music, there you go.
But
What
like,
about
if I start playing music myself and I push the button, it's gonna like give me some.
Yeah, it
You
will
know.
accompany whatever is around it.
Like your own band in the background.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna put this out there. If there's nothing else specifically we want, that could really make for really nice shows. But that's not for adventuring. That's for like stage stuff. So
What about
I
the
was
gonna-
shield of alarm? Does she
Yeah,
still
but we
have that? Oh, we have the mansion now. Never
We have the
mind.
mansion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. But Naraxas, did you want anti
Dragon Shawl.
nightmare? No.
Oh, yeah, the anti-nightmare
Dragon Shawl,
bed.
yeah, and anti-nightmare.
Oh, the anti-nightmare bed.
Oh,
would
and the
be
bedroll
really-
bedroll?
of anti-nightmare.
Bedroll and the dragon shawl.
Or
We do have
does
all the
she
stuff to
give a-
trade, even if we cap. Like,
Oh yeah, we have more stuff to trade.
Hold on a second. She will let you have both of those items and you're done with your money.
from the shield.
From the shield.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there a
That
ring of
sounds
mind
good.
shielding that she had?
No.
No. Okay.
So if you
I'm
want
happy with that deal.
both those items, I
Yeah,
can give
sure.
them to you. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
the
okay
with
magic
that.
bedroll. And she does tell you that the bedroll, she occasionally gets more of them in. They're a little less rare. So if you check back with her later, she may have more of them. To eventually, probably enough, give everybody one.
That would be great.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, it's a little sleeping bag.
Yep.
No.
Little tiny one that goes.
And you wanted the
So-
shaw. Okay.
For just for fun, how much is the cloak the accompaniment?
Hold on just a second. Let me look. That is 715 gold pieces.
Okay.
The cloak of backup dancers. That's what you really need.
Yeah. The cloak of back vocals and drums.
There you go.
Oh, the shoulder skills. Oh, they look so fancy.
I highly say Hazel should have that one. Because it will be. No, you are immune to fear, aren't you? Advantage.
Let me check. I think there's something. I might only get that.
Halfling stuff.
Oh, I have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. I don't have to have it. I'm like,
So.
Yeah, the
Open
shaw
to it,
would
but if-
supplant because it does give you advantage, but it also allows you that D100 roll.
yeah. So if someone else wants it, I like.
Yeah.
I have everything I need.
An anti-dragon dragon cloak seems.
Useful?
Mm,
At this point, Naraxas, she brings the god helmet over and she goes, one-time offer.
No,
No.
don't.
I like people. They're like, don't do it. And I'm like already
No.
taking the other one off. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't.
Hazel, hold this, and I just drop it. Like,
I'm
grab his
holding
hands or
Naraxas.
something. Yeah.
Have you picked it up?
it's like in my hands. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
I
stop
was-
him from putting that on at this point.
As he does
even-
that,
even
like
by
right before
force?
he does that, I'm gonna cast Death Ward on
Oh
him.
god. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't hold him.
You
I
can't
can't
stop
hold
him.
him down.
You can hold him, but you can't stop him.
That's the like
What?
this is probably like the most like aggressive to Hazel he's ever been. Because he normally like treats her like very carefully and very nicely. His little friend that follows her around, but when she's trying to stop him, this thing. Like you can see it in his eyes. It's like, let go of me.
Okay.
Just pulls
Yeah,
it down.
when he does that, I just like grab his shoulder and I say, "I really hope you don't regret this." And as I say that, I cast Death Ward on him, and I just turn around, not even look at him.
I look at him. I look very worriedly at him.
I look at him.
I
have to
really
know.
hope you live to regret this.
Okay.
Plonk.
I hope so too.
I need you to make a wisdom save.
Sure.
Fuck, I can't do anything.
Me neither.
Not with
I
those
will
poison
use-
rolls, you can't.
No, I can't. They wouldn't help, at least.
I will use Dark One's own luck as
Okay.
well.
I'm stressed as hell right now.
I know. Why is it like even?
Sorry, my
If you
thing
roll
froze.
4d6 and, ignore the lowest one, you'll know what you're doing.
24d6.
Oh wait, that hasn't put. There should be another 1 on there, so that's 15.
It's not enough.
No.
Bye.
Naraxas goes down.
I
The death ward keeps him from dying.
had to try. I had to know.
Naraxas, you are not in your body. You are standing in a darkened room, lit only by a couple of torches on the wall. And before you, in a ring around you, you're standing in the middle, are giant, and I do mean giant, thrones of cold gray stone. And every single one of them is empty, except for the one right in front of you. The figure in the throne in front of you is wearing dark red plate armor. And she gets down. It's a half-orc woman. You recognize her.
Her again.
And she gets down out of the throne, and the minute she steps down, she starts to shrink. Until the minute she's in front of you, you're about at roughly the same height. She's a few inches taller than you. Ask.
That's what you get.
You get one question.
What the
am
fuck?
I?
Okay. That was close.
The deal from my arm screams at me. The axe shouts at me. You tell me to go into visions. Men that look like myself with wings. I hear walls in the back of my head. Who am I?
She puts her gauntleted hand, and it's heavy. You almost kind of collapse under its weight for a second before you straighten back up into that soldier's posture. And she looks down at you. Those amber eyes, they feel like they're burning right through you. She says, "You were her most beloved cleric. She adored you before all others. And you served her, and you helped me. And this," and she motions at the armor, "was of your making. And you don't remember. And I am sorry about that.
So am I.
you know where you stand?
I take it those are the thrones of the gods.
They are.
They look pretty empty to me.
None of them are left. They perished. And the gods you know were at fault.
What, they killed them?
Yes. And the world died. And why you exist still, I do not know. You shouldn't. None of your friends should.
What do you mean we shouldn't exist?
You all
What?
should have died when the first world burned. All I can tell you, because I am not her, is that if you want to set things right, you have a chance. But as it stands now, you would perish before you even got there.
Well, I have your axe, so
It's yours.
you'll have to let me know when we're ready.
You'll know. When you have the armor, and the book, and all of the other artifacts that were left over, you might stand a chance.
It's when we're high enough level.
But delving too deep into history that's been burned in the fires of space and time, there are always consequences to those types of actions. Just remember that. She puts her hand on your forehead and just kind of pushes a little bit on you. And you now know exactly where her tomb is. It's the little piece of information she can give you. And it lies about 50 miles northeast outside of Craghammer. And it's long sunken and buried into the ground, but there is a small monument there. It's basically a cairn, like a stone cairn. And it bears the symbol of Tempest.
Mhm.
Go. Tell your friends. They've been asking for understanding, and I'm afraid the gods, well, the new gods, as they are, aren't interested in revealing true natures. But this is the only time I can help you. She's kind of...
Thank you.
She just nods. She's staring at your arm. Get rid of that. That won't help you. She will lead you to damnation, no matter what she's told you. Take this. And she throws something kind of small and silvery at you.
Catch it. What, huh? Where are you?
It's the Shield of Tempest.
Like, feels around, like finds the Bahamut one, pulls it off, and just drops it on the floor, and ties the Tempest around his neck.
The Bahamut symbol hits the floor and starts to burn. Fire, like a blue-black color, just envelops it, and then it's gone. I don't think he was happy with that.
Well, gotta go past his guardian into the mountain, find the sword, and then your
And
temple.
then in the middle of that, you're back. Just cut off.
Just like in the room, sees
Yeah,
everyone.
you guys watch Naraxas go,
Just watched him go cold.
I just stare like, what the fuck?
I just like kneel next to him and shake him.
I think Alicia hits him.
Yeah, me too. Like,
two little hands.
I
Just,
guess like looking to Ulrin to like
Yeah.
if he can fix it or something or what happened.
I'm not hitting him because it's just gonna make him unconscious again.
Exactly.
He should be
that's what-
fine. I don't think he didn't take any damage. It was just it would have killed him instantly, right? Yeah, so he's still at full health. It just negated the spell.
it would have been permadeath.
So he's like full health. He's not like on death's door. He's just
Ha. Yeah. Like reaches up, so pulling it off his head.
Oh, it's already rolled away.
Huh. Goodbye, old friend.
So, you happy now? You had your spooky helmet time.
Like, grabs Raka by the shoulders and stuck right in his. We have a problem.
You don't say.
I want to go and grab the helmet and hold it back out angrily at the shop woman and like give it back to her.
Okay. She takes it for a second and she kind of knocks at it and she's like, huh. It's dead.
You killed the helmet!
It's not, and you do see the bright red paint and like kind of rusty orange color braiding around the edges have all dulled to this like blackish gray. It looks brittle almost.
As she says that, I look at Naraxas just like dead in the eye and I say, "That could have been you," and then I leave the shop.
Okay.
You don't understand. None of you understand.
I'm not listening. I'm out of here already.
Alicia looks like this. Then explain it to us.
It's like just starts like not even pacing, like just storming up and down. We shouldn't be here. We weren't supposed to be left. We're pieces of a game that's already been played.
What are you talking about?
What?
The thrones and the old gods and these things that the Pansophical want for themselves. We are. We are what's left from when. And he like looks at all. He's like, your god and these new gods killed the old. And they killed the old.
Says
They are not
who?
the first. Says the Red Knight. Says the thrones we've been warned about and whispered to about. I have seen them.
Yeah, and we know it's not Like a lie because
He just like looks at Alicia. Read my mind and tell me I'm lying.
no, I'm not. I don't mean you lying. I mean you could have been lied to. This is all pretty
I'm
big
gonna
and
see if
kind
I
of
have
out
spirit.
there.
I'm gonna see if I have the. I don't have the detect thoughts prepared, but I'm gonna use my.
At you. Like,
You need to make a. I think it's a no.
I think he wants to
Sur-
forfeit
gonna
the
yeah,
say-
save.
Yeah.
surface thoughts I can read immediately. I think.
His
But
surface
if I'm
thoughts
gonna
are a jumble.
Yeah. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
they're
go
just
deeper.
chaos.
I'm gonna deeper, which requires a wisdom save, but I'm guessing Naraxas just like is willing.
I
So I don't know
If
how
he's
you want to do it,
willing,
Dan.
I won't force the save.
Yeah.
If anything, he's trying to like
Project.
push them. Yeah, like,
Read my mind. Vulcan mind meld. Come on. You see what he saw.
Yeah.
Except when you see it, it is a large bearded man looking right at you,
yeah.
Elysia,
Hmm.
and delivering that same message. And he's wearing
Do I
really long blue robes that crash into waves at the end.
Do I recognize this large blue man?
Yes.
Large blue man, large blue man.
Serious moment! Everyone's laughing. Damn it. No, it's Vogon.
Vogon, yeah.
And he tells you where to find the book, and you already know because it's in Dagger Bay,
Yeah.
in the hands of a Cyclops.
Ooh.
And standing behind him is an older, dark-skinned human man with feathers all woven through his hair. And they're standing in front of a group of bedraggled people. And you can't hear what he's saying, but he's got a big white smile and very enigmatic, and he's gesturing, and all these people are kind of bowing, and you see your parents in that crowd. And then it fades.
I believe in Naraxas. He's telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Naraxas is lying. I'm saying that whatever that damn helmet might have shown him, that could have been the lie.
No, it's not.
How do you know? That's my question.
Because I don't believe that that could be. When I saw into Narax's head now, I didn't see the Red Knight. I saw Vogon. I saw my parents.
Okay.
And it's no way that that could be a coincidence that our lives all are mixed up in this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely no coincidence. I mean, I've been seeing and talking with that purple little dude. But what I'm saying is there are clearly greater powers at work and at odds with each other, and we might all be manipulated into doing shit. I don't like that. On the other hand, it's all pretty fascinating.
I'm thinking we're missing some pieces of the puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of
So
them.
the smart move to make is probably for Naraxis to go through, find the axe, no
the
tomb,
armor.
the armor. Yeah, and I need to go to Dagger Bay. And
Yeah, I
We need
don't know
that
about
sword.
smart, but
We
I'm
need a sword
definitely
first,
in
because it's
favor of definitely in favor that we keep going with this. Just keep an open mind is what I'm saying. Things might not be what they seem and all that. You know the drill. I assume. Gods, both new and old, have a way of manipulating us mortals to reach their goals. That has been seen in many, many stories and legends in the past. So yeah, just saying, we're gonna be cautious with these things.
Alicia doesn't say anything, and
Ellie has
So-
been kind of watching all of you just dumbfounded.
Like takes a like a deep breath. Like looks at everyone. His eyes are crazy and wild. And like finally takes in like Hazel there, and like catches up with him. Like I've got to go and check on. And he just like leaves, just walks off after her.
I turn to the lady shopkeep. Like, hey, you've been around a while. Do you know anything about any of this, or a little purple guy, or ancient dead gods?
No. This is.
Oh.
Sorry. I mean.
You don't have any like super old book things in your store of old weird things?
No, I'm sorry, I don't. She goes, but I think the only thing I can give you are these because they're not what I thought they were. And she hands you over the bound pages that were in the box.
Oh, it's
Alicia.
not
This
like the
looks
guy's
funny to
journal
me.
or anything.
No, that's what I
Alicia will
thought.
take the papers.
Oh.
Necromancy.
Alicia will definitely take
Just
the
one right
papers.
after the other, just pings left and right. It's the same energy signature.
Yeah.
All right, the many-faced one.
Are you asking her this?
Yeah, if she heard about the many-faced one.
No, that doesn't. Is that like a theater thing? I don't.
No, it's a little purple dude.
Wow, that
I mean,
super
I
didn't answer
suppose-
my question, but okay, yeah.
I mean, he has many faces, so I assume the purple little guy is just one of them. Or maybe I'm seeing too much into this. Whatever.
Idea. Have you drank more of that than me? Because I'm starting to
Nope.
wonder. Okay, well,
I wish.
she pushes a glass in your hand. She goes, "Take a chaser for the road. Have fun." You know what? Fuck it. And she hands you she takes the glass back. She goes, "This is mine. Take the bottle. Just go. Get the hell out of my shop. Take your shit."
Woohoo!
Hazel, where are you right now?
Well, I just walked out the door of the shop and we're in our like headquarters
Mm-hmm.
building. I think I just like looked for a place to sit in the room where we made the door, and I'm just
Sure.
sitting there waiting.
It's basically the barracks, so there's beds and tables and chairs. Yeah.
I'd imagine I'd like after a bit of like steaming, I'd like take out my little flute that I have, the little hand carved flute, and just like look at it and play a little tune, and then just play with it in my hands.
Okay.
And just wait until everyone's done.
Takes several long minutes, but Naraxas eventually poof, bamps through the door.
Hazel.
Awkward silence.
Naraxas.
Something is very wrong. They don't get it. You get it.
Who doesn't?
The
What do I
others.
get?
Me mostly.
Volkar thinks it's a lie. It's a joke. Alicia believes me because she can see it, but you we're ready to die if the things you can do get out of control. If anyone can understand that something's not right here, it's you.
I didn't say a joke.
What exactly do you mean by that? You know the reason that I asked you of this is because I would rather die than see any of you hurt. Especially by me.
Well, if we don't fix it, then us being in this world could destroy the whole thing anyway. We are what's left from something that happened before, gods murdering each other. World burned, and we are what's left over, dredges at the bottom of the barrel.
Look, I understand that it's all very important. I mean, I don't understand any of it, to be honest, but I'm open to try, but that's not really the reason I walked out or something. It's just that I thought, especially after we had that run last night and everything, I really thought that, we started to become more than just a group of random people helping each other out because of convenience and money. That, like, we really looked out and cared for each other. And then you always go off and do shit like this. You just always touch random things without talking to us first. And then you just disappear somewhere, and we don't know if you'll come back. And, like, I kind of was hoping that would kind of stop over time. That maybe you'd be a bit more open to talk with us about these things first. But I guess not.
I could tell you that now I have the answer that I needed, that I'm done with that, but I don't know that you believe me.
It doesn't sound like a
shouldn't.
thing where you do something once and you doesn't.
I had to know, and now I do.
I know, and I understand by that, but I just wish, you would, like, be a bit more considerate of something besides your need to know. And I know that these things are important. I don't understand any of them, but I know they're important. And I know they're important to you, but, I was just kind of hoping you would at least consider not always doing things on your own. At least listen to us first.
Like,
Because that's what you should do in a family. And I thought you said we were one. Or was that not true? Because I need to know. Because I already lost one family. And if I make myself believe that this is another one, then I need to know that that's true. Because I'm fine going into battle and dying for each and every one of you. That's the only thing I'm going for any. But before I make myself believe that this is another family, that I can't believe that I get a second chance at this, I need to know that that's true and not just something I tell myself.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you. If we go somewhere, if there's something where you want we'll go with you, at least help you get there, but just next time you feel like putting something on or touching something or whatever, just maybe talk with us about it first and see what we have to say about it.
Just promise me if we have to die to put this right, promise you won't leave me on my own. They're all my friends, but they don't get it.
They walk in the light, but we don't. Some things you only understand once you've seen the darkness.
Just pulls the little tempers out, puts it in his hand and shows it to her, and just sits quietly.
I look at it and I take out the charm that I have, the primordial charm, from which I heard the voice, and I also just put it next to the Tempest one.
And that is what you guys see when the three of you come back through the door.
And before they go, I just want to say, before they go through, I'll just say to Narax, I just place my hand on Narax's and say, I'll make you that promise if you make me that promise too.
Until the end.
Yeah. Until the end.
For the sake of brevity, Ellie has basically shoved you and all your new shit out her door. She's like, okay,
Right.
go. Yep, bye. I'm gonna go get drunk, bye. You killed my god helmet is the last thing you hear before the door snaps shut.
Hey guys.
Alicia will just sit down next to Hazel.
So what now?
What time of day is it?
Oh boy.
Did we miss lunch?
Yeah,
Because
by a few hours.
I don't think we go into the mountain now, I think.
Yeah, you're cresting into 3-ish, 4-ish.
So
In the
we go
afternoon.
eat lunch, late lunch, and then we go to the mountain, or what?
Go to the mountain now or do it tomorrow?
We need that guy.
Yeah.
We can
I
at
mean,
least
we're
start
we're
going.
not racing after anyone to get there anymore, since we killed everyone else involved.
As far as we
At
know.
least, as far as we know, that is true. We don't.
We can
I mean-
start.
Yeah.
And we have a cookie house to stay in now. on
Yeah,
the-
exactly.
So we don't have to
Oh, yeah.
stay in the tavern. Stay in the.
So we
Exactly.
can make our way there and just rest in the mansion if we need to.
Yeah,
Yep.
Do that.
Then we can all eat cookies together.
we can.
And you know how to get there, at least part of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to break down Olrin's gorgeous wall, but...
Yeah.
Olrin's gorgeous wall.
Is that the spell that he'll eventually?
It's probably
Sounds
gonna
like a
be more
spell.
difficult than the original wall.
It will.
Uh,
Alright. So you guys want to go that way?
I think we have everything
Sure.
we need.
If you have everything...
Yeah.
Oh, should we first split the new items we got?
Yeah.
In case.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So
yeah,
we
We
don't-
can. We might as well now.
Yeah.
Instead of
So you
like,
could
Well,
Go ahead
Owen
and
gets the
take
good
whatever
berry
is
things, that's for sure.
yeah.
oh, good
There you
berries.
go.
Dimension doesn't really matter who gets it,
No.
since whoever it is will just deploy it and we're all gonna go in, so whatever. I guess
I think
Hazel can
everything-
keep it, yeah.
Everything requires attunement, so I can.
Thank you.
Hazel can keep them on.
I give Elijah a hug. Thank you. Can I have the thorns and with my new blowgun? The sleep thorns thingies.
I mean, you do seem to be our best shooter of things, so
Yeah.
There you go.
I want the war paint, but not now.
to have
Like-
but not to put on.
I think we should keep it in the bag. But I'm just gonna say if someone needs 1-up AC.
True, yeah.
Does anyone want the shawl? The frightening one?
It's
I mean-
attunement, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Mhm.
attunement.
Well, I've only got.
Magic items are great until you have to attune to everything.
Do I have to attune to the glamoured armor? Is that a? Is
No,
that...
you do not.
So I've just got axe, clockwork.
Is my creepy skin thingy an attunement?
Fucking
Um,
scam.
I. Oh God, I'm okay. Let me go way back in my notes.
Is it in here somewhere?
No, it's not. Let me look.
Enchanted weapon. Enchantment.
La 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 la. It does require attunement.
Okay.
It would count as armor.
Okay. So, but I could wear the shawl
If you
on
want.
top of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, I would be able to wear the shawl.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bonus on top of your already existing advantage.
Yeah,
in
but
sphere.
I'm already like,
Right. It's up to you
I don't
guys.
get scared that easily, so
I mean,
we don't have to decide on it now. Unless it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you don't need it, I wouldn't mind dragging. But
Hmm.
So you're taking the shawl, Naraxas?
if no one else needs it, if Hazel is around,
Okay.
I mean, just from a purely strategic point of view, if Volcar gets it, and if there's something really scary, he's gonna be immune to the scare, right? And then he's gonna be able to cast Heroism on anyone who's been scared. So that's like a twofer.
that is very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, from a strategic standpoint, give it a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Anyone with spell slot or the Living Grimoire, is that just for wizards or is it?
It's good for anybody who can cast spells.
Yeah, so that perhaps be good for Naraxas
I mean, I do only get 2.
or Ulrun.
But you have to wear it on your head, remember.
Oh, and I've already got the helmet on.
Oh my god, so you
And
walk
Ulrich
everywhere
can
with
take
the
it.
owl on your
Wait,
Oh, it's a head.
you-
Oh my god.
Yeah.
do you have to actually wear it on your
Yes.
head, or does it
Let's say,
just count?
is it
as a-
literally-
Yeah,
or like-
wear it on your head.
Oh
it's not
god!
like-
So like
Or-
the hole is like right there.
So you have to chin strap it.
Oh god!
I mean, it gives you Arcana checks with advantage, so I
Yeah.
feel like it'd be better with Elysia.
It does.
But I have. Then
You
I have
have
to either
how?
give up the bracers, the cloak, or the wand.
Yeah.
And all of those
Yeah.
are great for me.
I mean, what, the braces give you 2,
The
The
cloaks
wand.
give me 1 and +1 to all spell saves.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's really good.
yeah. You always
The
forget
one
that.
is pretty
yeah,
good too.
The wand's pretty good,
Mm.
yeah.
And
The
what's
wand
the other,
is
what the ring does again?
The braces give her 2 armor.
bracers plus
Yeah.
2.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like I'm at 15 now, and that's like
Choices. Yep.
Yeah, that's all really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it is best with Ulrin. Stick
But
up.
then again, I have
Heal in
+7 for my Arcana, so it's not like I need advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Ulrin wanted it because it was
Yeah.
cool, so he can keep
I'm
it.
sure it would look adorable on Ulrin's head.
True,
It
yeah.
would.
It looks
I mean, it
fantastic.
requires attunement, so can he just like attune to it and then put it on when needed only? Or would he have to like have the hole on his freaking head all the time?
You gotta wear it. Yeah. I'm not
But
gonna
Can I put it on my
win.
shoulder?
Can he?
I feel like on the
I
head,
mean,
it's like
once he
I'm gonna
once
run into
he's
shit and
attuned,
break it.
Once he's attuned, can he just like put it away and then back on when it
I'm gonna have to
needs?
duck in tunnels and stuff.
Is this like gonna
Oh,
like
no,
break
whatever
it
will
when
you
it
do?
picks it up?
I tell you what, because it is such an unusual item, I will let you attune and then put it away
Yeah.
and keep it
Have it.
attuned. But that's not gonna fly with every item. So
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
If you want
I mean, I'll wear it.
if you
just-
want
I
to
don't
strap
know
it
if I
to
want
your
to.
I
shoulder,
want to wear it. It looks amazing.
That sounds
Wear it.
inconvenient. I'm gonna have to learn to duck now.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
if you
Not as
can
tall as Naraxas, even with.
Yeah, it's not like if I can fit, you'll be fine.
given
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's true.
your
That's true.
ability to manufacture, I would say you could probably figure out a quick shoulder holster for it. But then you're
Okay.
walking around with it like a parrot.
I mean, that's cool.
That's
Okay.
even better.
Okay.
I'd rather it be on my shoulder, so it's like
Sure.
there instead
Sure.
of
It doesn't
on my head,
change.
just kind of talking to shopkeepers with a giant owl on my head. Is
Yeah,
like,
that just makes you
hey.
look like some kind of insane
Well,
dirt.
then they probably wouldn't trust me to heal them. They'd be like, "No, I'm good."
well, if you go back to Craghammer, they probably won't recognize you.
Oh
because
my
you
God.
focused on your owl.
Like, did
You've
he
got
have
an
it?
owl.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, that's
just
not
look at your
him.
owl, and no one would ever look at your face.
We
It
would definitely have noticed a clockwork owl on that Ulrin guy's head before.
Yeah. You'd be like, hey, my eyes are down here.
Oh my God, I needed that. Holy shit. Okay, sure. If you want to wear it on your shoulder like a fucking parrot, sure.
Okay, I'll do
I'll
that.
let you do that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Why not?
It's like a crazy techno pirate.
Yeah. With the armor and everything, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so to the temple.
And then I'll have the Goodberry bracelet.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
guess it's
Okay.
temple.
Temple time. All right.
Temple.
You guys, again, for the sake of brevity, make your way back through town. You know where this wall is. Naraxas, if you touch the wall, the door's gonna swing open.
Wait, what?
That's new. It's like, I'm sure it was around. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
pretty
yeah.
much. It was
Is
here
that-
before.
You mean the wall that Orin rebuilt? Now
It,
there's
like,
a door in it.
swings open, or like
Yeah, and it kind of had like collapsed in before to let you guys in the tunnel after the fireball almost blew all your heads off. But and that symbol of Tempest is kind of burning against your collarbone. Not a hot burn, but it's warm to the touch for sure. So back down that tunnel. That torch lights up again at the end, and you guys can follow it down. Looks the same, except that big old statue's not there anymore.
Ew.
Hmm. How suspicious.
there is not a single doorway in here that would.
Just physics.
Maybe it was also a person, like the bone dragon.
Don't
But
joke
it
about
was-
that.
And you guys do remember that the west tunnel is the one that leads you.
Ulrin, we saw. Was it Ulrin that pointed out a? No. Who was it that pointed out the flying thing the other day?
Oh, the
Oh yeah, the dragon.
the
That was me.
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was you. Yeah.
Yep. We saw a giant bony flying thing. Or no,
Was it-
not.
Was it bony?
No, it wasn't bony. It was just giant and dark.
Flying, yeah.
That dragon.
And it looked bigger than the bony dragon we had saw.
Oh.
Was this dragon bigger than the dragon we saw, DM?
The dragon you saw was smaller than the statue.
Oh,
Give or
So
take
the
a little
statue
bit.
flew off.
the statue didn't fly off of
Maybe
this.
it just wanted to be.
Maybe
mean-
we should just continue down.
Okay.
Let's just keep walking.
Like, I look at the plinth as we pass by, just like it's sunk into the plinth, and they're like claw marks where its feet were. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, we're just gonna
gone.
try and walk straight
That's
through it
weird.
to see if it's an illusion or something.
Yep.
So it's not
It's
invisible.
just gone. That
Problem
same
for a different day.
feeling
Yeah.
of loss, Naraxas, kind of steals over you for just a second,
Oh no.
and then is just gone.
Hmm.
Damn it.
You guys can easily, the glyphs aren't active anymore, so you can bypass all of that, unless there was something specific in this room that you wanted to do before heading that direction.
I think so.
Okay.
No.
Alright. Onward you go. You get back into, after some walking, into the room where Kaluth had been. Obviously gone. The bones and
Yeah.
everything are still there, and you know that he had been guarding this tunnel. And that, you know that the purple-blue orb that he had given you is the way that you light your path forward. Oh no, did I lose sound on everybody?
Yeah.
Hello?
We were just gone.
Damn
He
it!
did
I
kinda
saw
help.
everyone going like this. I was like, shit.
You said something about blue orb and
That,
then like
yes, Kaluth had given you guys that purple-blue orb and
Oh, yeah.
said it would light your path forward.
oh.
Guys, I also remembered something that I think Dust on the Road said about Gatshadow, because that is where we're going, right? It said, she said, watch out for the roots of the laughing fungus in the room with the pure gold doors. So if we see gold doors or fungus growing somewhere, and it's laughing, we should watch out for it.
Okay.
Right.
Fire.
Laughing fungus.
I mean,
Yeah.
fungus in general isn't great, so.
Onward?
Yeah.
Onward.
Onward.
None of these
Light
bones.
the
or-
forward, perhaps, and then forward.
There's no bones here that would obviously be that Tomas guy, are there? There's just lots of mixed.
You'd have to
bones.
spend hours
Yeah,
sifting.
no.
You'd have to play CSI on these things to try to piece them back together. There's just no
No,
way.
it was like, she's like, he had a favorite pair of red pants.
yeah,
Dead
no.
body, red pants.
Conveniently sitting propped up in the corner, yeah. I don't
Just like
telegraph
the-
everything.
Just the torso up is missing. I'm like, yep, that's probably him.
That must be
Like,
him. So the tunnel leading you into the mountain is a singular tunnel, about 15 feet wide, and it alternates between smooth and then rocky outcroppings, kind of coming out of the stone, like you would expect from a natural cave formation. It's about 100 feet in the flat ground, then begins a slight ascent.
what?
So you know you are actually going into the mountain at that point.
Roll 20? No.
Access.
As
that
you
is.
continue to climb, you keep going, and then 2 hours pass, 4 hours pass. Tunnel never splits, so you definitely don't have a question as to which way you're supposed to be going. That's for sure. And then after several hours, that orb that Kaluth gave you starts to glow even brighter. At this point, it's like pulsing like a beacon. And you can see up ahead where the path splits.
Does it seem to glow more one way or another?
It's glowing if you move it to the right direction. It definitely gives off more light. To the left, less.
Well,
Follow the lights.
I mean, yeah.
Follow the glowing bolt.
Whose passive is highest? Ulrin, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's 18.
Yeah, it's like
Holy.
baller high.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Minus 12!
Yep.
Oh, it's
Nine.
17.
Still, it's high enough. You do hear laughing up ahead. It's faint, and it is coming from the right tunnel.
Wait, is
Yes.
that the right or the left that glows more?
I will show you.
The right
Okay,
glows
you guys
more,
hear that?
the right is
Okay.
laughing.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Here's
God.
something
What is that?
And this
Gross.
tunnel is the direction, because you guys are kind of, you're right here, just
Is
on
that
the
a
edge.
shroom, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's a giant, multi-armed fungus. And
Holy
little purple fruits are hanging off of it, and they're laughing.
The fruits are laughing? What the
Yes.
fuck?
That's
This
probably
thing's
the laughing.
Eyes are closed, at least where you kind of think its eyes would be. And it does not seem to notice you, because it rolled shitty perception, so.
So,
So, do we attempt to, like, just go past, or...?
so this is the split in the tunnel, and
Yes.
the guy is standing at the
Yes.
crossroads.
And the orb is leading you this direction.
this is the way that we need to go, but got a thing in it.
So we
And
need to sneak past.
Alicia
this
would
dude.
also recall that the left tunnel from the book she picked up in Kaluth's lair would lead you to the Lost Road Inn.
Yeah.
The where now?
No.
The Lost Road Inn.
Hmm.
She picked up kind of a guidebook.
So it would still get us in, it's just more, like, circuitous, possibly.
I would follow the lights.
Or we do what heroes do and kill the dangerous monster living under a now defenseless city.
To you.
Is it
I mean,
a
you
dangerous
know,
monster,
Okay,
though?
considering how
Wait.
shitty
he's kind of
stealth we have,
nice when we talk to him. We shouldn't judge just based on appearance.
Is that heroes who do that, or murder hobos?
Yeah.
It's a giant fungus monster that does stuff.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Naraxas, just because he's into shrooms, like, and stuff. That does not make him a bad person.
I'm just trusting our furry friend. That's all.
She only told you beware the laughing fruit.
Yeah.
She said beware the roots of the laughing
There we
fungus.
go. Okay. Thank you. Bless you.
She said beware. She doesn't say kill the thing.
Yeah. I think she meant
Yeah.
more like stay out of its way.
so maybe try and go past
Yeah.
or sneak past, and then be ready to attack if it attacks us, but try and be gentle and nice if it wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we trying to get out, like, here, or, like, here? Which way do we need to...
You need to go
Like
this. You need to
here?
go right here. That's where the entrance is.
Oh, God, I didn't see it.
At the
Oh.
very bottom of the map. Yeah, it's a big map.
Shit, so, like, yeah.
Do you guys think this dude is like has like good stamina and such? Because otherwise I could try to like use one of the forms of sleep on him.
Just...
I mean, it's a mushroom. Who knows if
Have to
that's even
succeed
a
on a
word?
DC 14 con save.
Oh.
But if that worked, that would kind of be amazing.
Can you put mushrooms to sleep? Is the million-dollar question.
I mean, I've seen a guy put a brick to sleep, but yeah.
I mean,
Just as a
but
Well, technically, I can make him.
shit.
I can
yes,
make
you
him
could.
fail at con save.
Just make him fail, and then we just go past.
Ooh,
Yep.
I feel like this is the...
this is a good idea.
Okay.
Just...
Okay.
How about we do
Fail,
this if
leave.
it spots us? You know, just get ready to do it, and if it spots us and seems hostile, then do it.
I just have to sneak within
We
20
try to sneak.
feet. I
Sort
just
of.
need to get.
Maybe he's just gonna let us pass, whatever.
Right.
Try let us pass, and if he, because we're gonna know within 20 feet if he's aggressive towards us, and if he's
Aggressive.
if he's aggressive.
Then we can still do
We'll
the
shoot.
sweep thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Don't
try and
waste
sneak
it
first, and
ahead
if
of
he.
time without-
So Hazel go first.
Yep. Hazel, I'm gonna have you make a
Okay.
stealth check.
I think everyone's gonna
Hooray!
try and go past.
Oh god, I have disadvantage. Oh, God.
Oh god, that's only a 12. God,
Okay.
stealth.
No,
Oh,
you're
you still
okay.
roll badly.
You're okay.
Yeah, he did roll bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
What do I got?
Okay, so
So-
I lead the.
Get yourself up to within the range of the blowgun.
Okay.
I think we're talking about
20.
everyone trying goes past, and if nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We don't want to
Basically-
waste one of the 3 thingies if,
You
it's
gotta
not
be, like-
hostile or whatever.
Yeah.
I roll a
Yeah.
20 for
This
myself.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Not natural.
You're
Just-
small enough that it's You're small enough
What
and you
is
don't
this?
wear armor, so.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Okay, I need everybody to start moving in the direction you want to get to. Hazel, get yourself into position. I will let you get within that 20 feet because you did fine
Okay.
on your stealth check.
Okay, then I'll
You,
go.
Oh,
you
God,
gotta
I'm
get
just-
close to it. Yeah.
Yeah, the blowgun has a shitty range. Oh, and then just as soon as I get the feeling that the dude notices any of us, then I want to shoot the dart at it.
I'm gonna have everybody else.
Wait for it to be hostile. Just, if
Yeah,
it spots
alright.
us and he's not hostile, there's no need
Alright, if
for
he like
aggressive action.
seems friendly, then I'll do it.
I-
But if he seems mad at us or something, then I'll shoot.
I don't know about taking the risk. Is it stealth? Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Everyone else
Oh.
is gonna need to make stealth checks.
Yeah.
20.
Nice.
19.
Well, actually, that's not appalling, which is 15.
15.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well,
That is terrible.
it rolled bad. And it has disadvantage because it is asleep. It
Well,
rolled
but I
bad
have a
anyways.
7. Did you roll worse than 7?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh
because it
shit.
rolled a
It's
Oh,
the little fruit laughing.
It does
it's
not
like
have
it
high
can't hear
perception.
anything else.
However, I'm gonna need Hazel to make a wisdom save.
A wisdom check or save?
Wisdom save because you are close enough to it for the fruit to emit
Oh.
this
Close to the
toxic
roots.
gas.
no shit. This is the. Yeah.
That's,
Why are you that close?
Because
Well,
Shoot
blowgun.
my stupid blowgun. That,
it only goes to like 20
14,
feet.
14 for the save.
That'll do it.
Okay,
You kind
good.
of resist this mental urge to fall asleep.
He tried to do the thing to me that I wanted to do to him.
And
Use
yeah,
your
that's
wisdom.
its ability. Yeah. And you guys can all get into that tunnel.
That is super ironic.
Go. Yeah, I really thought you guys were gonna have to fight that thing because.
Oh god.
We're not murder hobos.
I mean,
Well,
Not
Are
all the
we?
time,
Okay.
anyway.
So, past that. As you guys enter into this tunnel, you start to see more rocky outcroppings, but instead of just rocks, you're starting to see bodies in
Oh.
the walls of the cave.
Oh.
Wait, buddies in the walls?
Yeah, gruesome
Jesus.
evidence of dead creatures.
That is creepy as fuck.
Strange heads with too many eyes or mouths.
They're like part of the walls.
Occasionally, there's like fingers that brush you as you walk by.
Ugh.
Wow.
And you do see some of these hands and faces and chests are wearing Shade Watch insignias.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So they
Strange.
have tried to
And
get
you're
here
realizing
before.
that this is probably where they perished.
Don't touch the walls.
Yeah, they're starting to get a
Yeah.
little more aggressive with trying to grab onto your clothing.
They're fucking live in the walls.
Yeah.
shoulders in. Shoulders in.
Okay. Oh shit. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
Single file as far away from the walls as possible.
and you
Yeah.
you walk and you walk. It's about another hour. More bodies, more hands. It's just gruesome. And then one moment you're going from rock walls to giant, massive golden double doors.
Oh,
Oh,
the
there's
doors.
the gold doors.
yeah. I see.
And
Just-
the oh, sorry, I lost track of my notes. There it is. You do see the symbol that you're supposed to be following emblazoned in the door,
Oh, the light.
and the
yeah.
symbol breaks apart and reforms into the words in common, "Welcome."
Hmm.
How nice.
How welcoming.
Do not trust it.
Nope.
And the doors soundlessly open up in front of you.
I mean,
Beware.
we're going to get inside anyway. We just
The laughing
hopefully-
roots.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't touch any roots. And
The moment you guys start to walk
I don't do
in,
herbs, and it's not plants is not right.
the air here changes and it grows humid, and you see a beautiful vestibule in front of you.
Ooh.
It's stone and gold and just very lush pillows and cushions everywhere. Every surface has platters of fruit and bread. Intricately carved glass goblets of wine are on every surface. Gold coins just scattered about like people throwing pennies into a fountain. And speaking of a fountain, a strange set of pipes with glowing runes on them are pushing water through this elaborate stone fountain, and the water is clear and pristine. And beyond the vestibule, back here, is a single dark doorway.
I guess that's where we're going.
Yeah. Don't
I
think
don't
anything.
know.
Don't
this,
think
this
anything.
room somehow is so suspicious.
Yeah.
Imagine why. And you hear from behind you, "Can I help you?"
What?
There's a very tall, lithe, dark red-skinned tiefling behind you with curling black horns. He's wearing unadorned black clothing, very well made, but nothing to write home about. And he has no jewelry or anything on him except for a heavy gold pendant with a dark red stone in the center. The vest he's wearing is sleeveless. It comes to a deep V. He's got tight leather pants on, high leather like Hessian boots. And he's holding out a platter of fruit and bread towards you. "Welcome."
Where the hell did you come from?
"Oh, I'm always here. My name's Camian. Very nice to meet all of you."
Oh,
Hey,
hi.
Camian.
Hi. So,
So-
Nice,
welcome.
nice place you have here
Isn't
in
it,
this
though?
mountain.
Isn't it?
It's really pretty. So yeah, you get the visitor often.
Less and less. It used to be, well, we used to have every surface covered in people doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
But it's kind of lonely here now. So,
I figured.
come sit, rest, eat, drink, enjoy yourselves. All the rooms are open to you here.
The what?
All the rooms. Every room is open to you. Once you pass through the door,
Oh, okay.
you just continue through the rooms until you reach your destination.
Inside. We're in a mountain.
I'm
We
gonna
were
just,
warned.
check
Yeah,
down.
me
We're in a
too.
mountain.
Sure.
Like,
I'll let everybody do it if you want.
like.
Thank God, that was well.
Everyone's supposed to be good at this. I'm
Yikes.
proficient at it. It's just an
I am
image.
not.
I'm not proficient and I have a -1.
I have a -1.
Oh, damn.
And I rolled a
13,
nice
11,
I'm
8,
proficient.
18.
I have +5.
Me too!
Okay.
Maybe I'm gonna roll high then.
Oh, wait, we're missing. Are we missing one?
It was a Walker.
Yeah, did you want to roll, Volgar? There we go. Ah, alright.
Sure.
Alicia,
There's a 4.
you don't get a whiff of any deception off this guy. He seems totally on the up and up.
What happens if we eat some of the stuff here or drink something?
You fill your belly and sate your need for drink.
I don't know how my question.
I guess what she's asking is like, is any of this stuff magical? Does it have any side effect?
No.
Do
Because
you
I don't,
sell drugs?
I don't. It doesn't feel like in the middle of a mountain you'd be
It's
growing fruits, you know?
Only does what you want it to.
Oh, okay, good.
So if people want to drink 1 glass of wine and be ridiculously drunk, you can do so.
Huh?
You control your own fate here.
It's definitely magical then.
Oh, of course.
You realise there's
Are you magical?
loads of dead
Yes.
people there, right?
That makes sense.
He looks baffled when you say that, Naraxas. He doesn't seem to... I
He's
don't-
magical.
I don't go outside, so if you killed somebody, I wouldn't know.
No, we didn't. Oh, you don't know anything, do you?
Let's just say the
Yeah.
reason you haven't been having visitors, the way to get here seems pretty dangerous and people have died trying.
Well, I mean, any path is dangerous depending on if you're prepared or not. So I assume if someone perished outside, they simply weren't smart
Yeah.
enough or fast enough to get here.
Pretty much.
Well, you said all the rooms were open, so
They are.
follow the glowy rock. Or
Follow the glowy
has it
rock?
just brought us
Yeah.
gonna...
I mean, the orb is still glowing, and if Kamian sees it, and he's like, "Yeah, that'll certainly let you through."
Well, I'm gonna eat the fruit and I'm gonna want it to like taste really good.
It's the best fucking
And-
fruit you've ever had in your life.
Nice.
Oh, I don't like it.
I
Me
mean,
neither.
Who...
I'm
So,
tempted just because I have a history of
So, came in.
Yes.
Who... Do you work for someone? Is this all yours?
Oh no, it's not mine. I work for him. So.
For who's he?
Oh,
Him
Ralishaz.
being-
I work for Ralishaz. I assumed that's why you were here.
I don't.
Is Ralishaz a sword?
He's the master of whatever it is that your heart desires.
That is super convenient.
I like whisper.
Oh.
I don't know where I have it from, but someone had mentioned. I remember that Ralishaz is the master of the dragon, and a piece of him lives in the sword we're looking for. I
But
just have it somewhere in the back of my mind. I don't know where I have it, but I have this note.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know.
what?
Or was it something
Drugs.
just maybe?
Oh, yes.
The answer to it.
The Master of the Dragon.
That's
Well,
where I get all my good notes from.
So,
Oh.
his...
So guys, when I was in my drug case, I learned that a piece of this Ralisha dude lives in the sword, so that's not a good thing.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure the drugs didn't lie to me, so.
his dragon has gone.
Alicia wants to try something.
Uh-oh.
Gonna take a piece of fruit
Okay.
and think that it's gonna show her her parents. Yeah, that's the sentence. Show her parents, and she tries to eat it. Will that work? She's just eating it, and
Okay. You are trying to recall good memories of them. You were young when they disappeared.
probably just
But Kamian just puts a long clawed hand on your shoulder, and he goes, "You can find them here.
you can't find them or can't.
You can. You can find them here."
I
How?
know where they
How?
are.
The doors will lead you there.
Yeah, that's a little too convenient.
I don't like this.
I don't like this. I
I
wish.
think we should just follow the stone.
I mean, these doors could just be like teleporting you wherever you want, but you know,
It'd also be like Dream.
yeah. Let's just go for what we came for.
Let's keep on.
Yeah, we should not lose sight of our goal.
Enough side quests.
But I do
Yes.
sneak a piece of. But I do sneak a piece of the fruit, like if we keep on going, and
Okay.
I just want it to taste like really sweet and
It's the
in my mouth.
best fucking
Then I keep
strawberry you've ever had in your life.
I give the dude a thumbs up when we leave the room or so.
I wasn't kidding.
Nope.
It's pretty
I mean-
good.
I almost want to ask him, like, where's the sword, Cayman?
Oh, you're gonna just go through. Just focus on it, and you'll get there.
This is really magical.
No, I'm following the stone. I like.
Can I
I feel
can I
like I'm
cast
drowsy.
like magic?
You're gonna
take
be
magic.
blinded.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's
Everything is gonna ping. I just
Oh, listen,
Oh, God, why?
I'm not gonna make you burn that spell slot because everything in
Okay.
here is fucking magical. Everything. The stone
Yeah.
around his neck,
Wait.
the fountain, the doorway, all of it.
But what's the school?
All of it.
All of the schools.
all of
What?
the schools.
I'm
I mean,
not
at least
kidding.
it's not illusion.
Yeah, I'm not joking about that. That is, I'm not being, blind.
let's
It's-
Now,
continue walking, please.
what I
Yeah.
want to offer Cayman a drink.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess if you're pouring, right? And he takes it, and it's always this
Well,
really luscious, like cherry wine that I just love.
I mean that's great, but no, we bought stuff from outside. I mean, you've been in here a long time. Change, and I'll take out the what was it called? The vial of dead ringer.
Oh
The-
my
the
god.
what?
What?
Does that do?
The
Are you
what?
serious?
What was that again?
Oh shit.
It makes you immune to all magic. And give it to him
Why
Wait,
would
wait,
you
what?
do that?
because Kaluth was trapped. He was a slave and a servant, and if this guy is stuck, can't tell us and can't do anything about it. From the amulet or
Right.
the room
I
building,
I want it to happen. I want it to
I mean, sure, why
Yes.
not?
try and set him free.
I'm
Okay.
thinking he is magical himself, but sure, whatever.
He kind of looks at you, and I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion check on that, because you're strangers. He's super not sure about that.
Persuasion. At some point along this, we had a short rest. Did we stop for lunch?
Did
I
we stop for
mean-
lunch before we go?
Right,
Before we
did we?
Yeah, I could say that when you and Hazel were sitting on the ground.
I mean, we
In the
did mention
headquarters,
having
you
lunch
can-
before going,
Yeah,
so
yeah, sure.
just didn't
So
go
it's that-
through.
Recharges my
Sure.
D10
Yeah,
own
realistically.
luck.
Well, that short rest goes to us too, because then I get
Yeah.
another spell slot. Yeah.
Right, I might as well use the own luck. It's
Sure.
not like it makes much difference. But well, it might. It's done. Why is it done? So that's 15.
He wraps his fingers around the vial and takes it from you and kind of shakes it, and he goes,
Yeah, 15.
"What does this do?"
I mean, it's called Dead Ringer. I mean, other than tasting a bit strange, I need to actually find it.
He throws the cork away and he goes,
It might make you a bit slower, but it frees you from any magic. You can
"Here's what
see
you're
what you want to see.
here's what you're gonna do. All pretense gone.
Hmm.
You gotta go through the door. If
Wait,
you want the
which
sword, you gotta go through the one doorway that's in here.
Okay.
And he's gonna fight you tooth and nail, and I'm getting the hell out of here. And he drinks it and runs for the gold doors.
Okay, bye.
Bye, mister.
Careful of the wall and the mushroom.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
Oh well. Okay.
Well, he's got 30
Hopefully,
seconds when no magic can do anything
Yeah.
to him.
And he there's a moment where he pushed against the door expecting it to resist him, and when it opens and he can walk out, he's like, oh my god, and just bolts.
Hopefully the wall doesn't get him or the shrew.
Yeah,
'cause-
that could either be really good or really bad.
Well,
But
Well,
at least
we
he
at
has
least
the
know
choice.
where to go.
Yeah.
Yes, choice.
yeah.
that is true. That is important.
So
I
someone
think we did him
or
a favor.
something's gonna fight us. Great.
Yep.
Well, isn't it always? Let's go.
So yeah, we'll head towards.
True that.
Elijah's just, let's go. Screw it.
True that.
Through the hallway, it's about 20 feet long, and it leads you to a thick mahogany wooden door. Not locked.
What?
Just shut.
What door did he say to go through? The red door or the?
No, he just said there's one way forward.
That-
And
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
okay.
That's it.
Go through
I
the door.
mean, we're still following the glowing thingy.
yeah, and
anyway.
it is still pulsing and glowing. Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright,
So
Go.
when
Can
we
I
get
just ask how long we're gonna keep going?
About another
Oh,
3 minutes.
Okay, that's good.
I'm gonna get you guys into this room, and that'll be it.
Oh,
Woo.
cliffhanger.
when we get to the door, like reach in and like unwrap the black hole and just like look at it and look at Ulrin and be like, I hope this works.
Before
I get my
because-
sass and my ends.
Because we took a short rest, I get back my flash recall and I'll change detect magic to burning hands
Okay.
in case of shrooms.
And then yeah,
There you
Through the
I
door.
guess we open the door.
You walk into an ornately appointed library.
Alright, close Elijah.
Roaring fire, 2 20-foot windows, and outside you see falling snow. And Elijah, you know that yard because it's your aunt's backyard.
Well,
Fuck.
We're all seeing the same.
Yep. But she recognizes it.
How are we in Wildmind right now?
I'm
What?
sorry, what?
but
We're
Wait.
in Mild Mount?
This is my aunt's backyard. This isn't
Oh.
Wildmount.
Did she have a sword?
Not my
Is-
knowledge.
Oh.
I think it's an illusion. Can I try to cast a spell magic?
You
Just
don't
a
need
little.
to, it's not an illusion.
Oh, that's good because I was going to swing an axe at the table.
It's
Just
all
do it.
solid. So before we end, I'll give you the layout of the room, and then we'll start here next game. So there are 2 20-foot windows. The falling snow, Elijah, you do see the garden plot and a huge pine tree that had been in your aunt's backyard. The walls are lined with books, and on stands on the floor are varying musical instruments. All of them very finely made. And everything is impossibly beautiful. The book covers made from rich, supple leather. The musical instruments were made by a master craftsman. And you know immediately, Volkar, given your history, that you are looking at instruments of the bards.
of the what?
Of the bards. Legendary musical instruments
Oh,
that are
Wow.
almost
Yeah,
that are as
bards.
rare as a Stradivarius is in our world.
Is everything as I remember it?
It's a little bit bigger, but you've been gone a long time.
I've been gone a long time.
yeah. I'm just gonna look at Elijah and be like, did your aunt like always have these legendary musical instruments? Are they like collectors or something?
She had a few, but nothing like
Yeah.
this.
Not like this.
Huh.
That I remember.
And the door behind you that you'd entered into swings shut, and you are inside this study, and that's where we'll stop.
Damn.
What the?
I just
This is
really
my fault.
hope like when
hope.
we open the door to go back, we're not gonna just be like still in Wildmount.
Oh, it's like full Matrix. You
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Matrix.
All
found the
right.
key, mate.
We'll pick up there next time.